What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Sunday live stream. I like to start my Sunday live streams off sometimes with a reading, a little something that tantalizes my mind space. So we are reading today to start this off until hopefully some people join us. It's Labor Day weekend, so I don't know how many people we're going to have with us today, but I like to read almost daily this little reflection book called Believing in Myself. Self-esteem development is really important to me. So, Believing in Myself, it is what? I know this. September 2nd. September 2nd Daily Reflections. I also feel like this is just a good way to start a conversation, and it makes up for the fact that a lot of people are watching this back, or at least some people are, and I'm really grateful for your time. I just don't want you to sit here and wait for people to show up too. September 2nd. He who cannot rest cannot work. He who cannot let go cannot hold on. He who cannot find footing cannot go forward. Harry Emerson Fosdick. There is a part of the human psyche that wants to get right along in the last step, to wrap things up. Sometimes before we barely get started, we want to jump to the conclusion. Happy endings are our favorite part of any project. Yet behind every successful conclusion is a productive plan. Conclusions are consequences, and all consequences are caused. They are the result of something that went before. We are wise when we take the time to see and understand what it takes to make a happy ending really happen. There can be no productive work without rest, no holding on without letting go, no going forward without firm footing. Even if finding that footing costs us some time and a few tumbles, every step of the way is made possible by the step that preceded it. Satisfying conclusions come to be when we take all of the steps one at a time and stop sabotaging the project with shortcuts. Self-esteem thrives on the satisfaction of a job well done. I like that. And from everything I've been learning about my own personal development, with my sobriety, with my business, with my marriage, my personal physical goals, financial goals, stuff like that, one thing that has become very, very clear, that while there are some things that, of course, all of us can do that are just going to make things better right now, there will always be things that are fast and instantaneous, such as, like, if you go for a jog right now, it's going to do something right this minute. but most things require a process, and one of my biggest struggles historically has just been, can you adhere to the process? Can you give in to the day-to-day process? And I'm doing better at that, and I'm really, really glad. So anyway, I like that. I hope you guys are involved in your own process, not to sound patronizing, because it feels good to be a part of something that you can trust, you know? All right, guys, there are 36 of you already here. I am so pumped to see that. I didn't know how many people were going to be able to make it today to this Sunday live stream, because it's a holiday weekend. I make no assumptions about the people that take some time to be with me. We already have a super chat from Elizabeth Harrington, $2.99, supporting me, supporting the channel, and all Elizabeth says is, "I love you." Elizabeth, I have love for you too. Thank you. I read that when I was doing my little intro there, and it just put a big smile on my face. It made me feel really, really good. So you're incredibly sweet. I appreciate that so much. Thank you to everyone who's here. Something I have not been doing great these past couple Sundays is like being efficient with my response time. So I'm going to try, bear with me, because I will always have to prioritize super chats out of respect for anyone that does them and supports the channel that way. But guys, listen, I'm going to try really, really, really hard to get to all the questions today, whether you're super chatting or not. So let's try and make that a reality right now. All right, so Jose Esparza, hi Noah, what's going on, Jose? Carmen F. Diaz, hey Noah, what's going on, Carmen? Ashley Rhodes, hello. Ashley, what's up? Kirsten, hey Kirsten, good afternoon to you as well. Carmen F. Diaz, oh my God, I can't believe I'm talking with you. Believe it. Believe it. That's funny. Mike Pena, hello Noah, what's going on, Mike? Thundercat, hey you guys, nice. Sip J, hey Noah, hey everybody, hey guys. Ragladier, hey all. Live Love Lift 92, what's up Noah, hope you're doing well. Yeah, I'm doing well today. I'm for sure doing well today. I'm so happy to be with you guys. I had a really good morning. I went to a meeting and then I did some shopping, just a little bit of grocery shopping. I also picked up a new book that now I have, like, I went from like not reading at all, you guys, to like I just wish I had more time to read, because I read every day now, and I can't find enough time to keep reading. But that's cool. That's cool. Bob Street, Noah, I need help. I don't have a phone. I'm scared, disabled, alone. I'm so suicidal. I need help. I'm so scared. My daughter, my family deserted me. I need help. I know you need help, Bob. And you know what? Every Sunday, guys, every Sunday, Bob comes here and he vents and he shares with us that he's struggling and suffering. And I'm okay with that. I receive that, and I want to send Bob so much love every Sunday. I want you to know, Bob, that you can come here literally every Sunday and let us know you're hurting. And if that's all you're able to do is just express pain, just know that we care about you. I care about anyone who's suffering with mental health, because it took people selflessly caring about me for me to get better. So, Bob, I still believe in you. I don't absorb your pain and suffering in a way that makes me think you're hopeless. You're not. And you know what? You're here today. And you clearly have the internet. So I hope, Bob, that you are using whatever resources you have to make some sort of connection and community with anyone, find some help online. Otherwise, I'm always rooting for you. Patty Brady, what's up, lads? How's the mood these days? You watched any good box sets these days? Watching Breaking Bad myself. Yeah, right now I am nerding out on a show called Justified with Timothy Olyphant. I love that style of show. I feel like FX puts on some dope shows. My wife and I are watching is it the WC? Not WC. We're watching Arrow, which is a little over the top and a little melodramatic, but I really do like it anyway. I feel like comic book shows just get away with stuff. I have seen Breaking Bad. That is my shit. I love Breaking Bad. Sibche, I want to say that there is a real cure for mental health issues. There are so many things we can do for mental health issues, for sure. Carmen F. Diaz, you look great, Noah. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Ungario, tell your biggest fear. Whoa. Jeez. All right. I have one, fear of drowning. I don't think that's necessarily what you meant, but I have a legitimate fear of drowning. I think it's just the whole concept of drowning is so claustrophobic and scary. So that's one of my biggest fears, for sure. And then I think one of my more realistic day-to-day fears is that, and I try not to live in this fear, but I'd be lying to say I didn't have it. I fear that I will never become the person that the universe or God set out for me to be. Like, I won't realize my life's purpose and potential. Again, I don't live in that fear on any sort of consistent basis, but I heard something like this podcast where this guy who is a religious guy, and I certainly don't want to steer the live stream that way, because everyone's welcome, and I'm not trying to be polarizing that way, but he said that his greatest fear, this resonated with me, his greatest fear was that he was going to meet his maker, whatever you believe in, and his maker would have the version of him he was supposed to always become. So his greatest fear was meeting the person he was always meant to be. And luckily, I have that fear less and less when I'm living my truth more and more. So that feels good. And for me, that would coincide with staying sober, working a recovery program, learning every day, being humble, working hard, growing, being willing to change. When I'm in that space, I don't struggle with that fear. But like when I was drinking all the time and binge eating all the time and depressed and hopeless, and my overall well-being was so poor, then that fear was just like all consuming, because I saw no way out of like this train wreck of a version of me. Great question. Crone woman walking Bob Street, you don't have any kind of phone. Cell phones will dial 911. You can, yeah. Sibche, it is a process called emotional healing, of course. Beautiful. Playing it old school. Hey, no, I'm pretty introverted, but my girlfriend is pretty social and has lots of friends. I can't get over how jealous and depressed I am over her social life and my loneliness. Any advice? Well, one, I want you to know that like my wife is very not antisocial, but she's more of an introvert is what I meant to say, and I'm definitely more of an extrovert. And I think what you should do, rather than, hopefully, conceptually speaking, we don't want to have like a dynamic with anyone where there's like tremendous codependency. And if you don't know what codependency is, it's where like someone else's opinion of you it like trumps your own. It's like you're dependent on them, and their behavior is indicative of your mood, like what they're doing. So in that mindset, it's very hard to have like consistent stability because we're fallible, right? People are fallible. They will always be. They will always be that way. And so that way, it's really important to develop our own sense of self, our own self-esteem. But in a roundabout way, what I wanted to say was that, like, if your wife is really social, let her heat you up. Don't get caught up in what you're not. Be focused on what she is. So if she has that strength of being social, gravitate towards that. Learn from her. If you want it, have her share it with you, as opposed to like being upset by it. That's who she is, right? So you can learn from her. So I'm constantly trying to reframe the way I work when it comes to people who have something I want. If someone knows how to deal with money, if someone knows something about health and wellness, if someone has something I don't, I try not to shun it or get jealous of it. I ask, what can I learn from them? Can I humble myself to let them heat me up because I need it? We have a super chat. A look with Luke. Hey, new Patreon for month of September. $50 due you. Hey, thank you so much. I will be reaching out to you on Patreon. That's so nice of you. Don't spend any more money on this live stream, guys. My Patreon is in the description. It is a way. There's some reward tiers that I'm trying to clear up and do better at, and really fine tune. But one of the things that I think my Patreon is best suited for is that you can reach me every weekday. So even for as little as $1 a month, you can support this channel, which is amazing, which I appreciate. But then we can be in contact daily, which is powerful too. So I will be reaching out to you, Luke. Thank you. Cole J. Bob Street, think about your family. Don't be so. Yeah, I don't necessarily think mental health. I don't think it's like a good idea for any of us to see someone struggling with mental health and say, "Hey, you're being selfish," to say you're suicidal. It's just. We have to be careful with our language there. It's not that simple. Oh, sorry, my little thing here moved. Pin Comlet Gardner. Hey, from Rochester, New York. Hey, what's going on? It's later there, yeah? 1980s retro Sprite, big lad. Sipche, it is about release the sticked emotions, absolutely. Jazz Wolf 18. Hey Noah, let's see your workout gains. All right, my workout gains. Right there. There we go. There's a bicep, a CrossFit bicep update. It's the best I can do. Carmen F. Diaz. Hey Noah, what's going on, Carmen? Crone woman walking. Hello, I'm a psych nurse at work listening to you on downtime. Well, I'm very honored that you're here and you're sharing some of your time with us right now. I hope you're having a good shift, and you're doing important work. I'm so grateful for you. Jose Esparza, I'm on my lunch break at work. That's badass. You guys are amazing. Carmen FDS, hi, no, what's going on, Carmen? Escapist Foundation, respect out of Ontario, man. Thank you. Ontario, beautiful. Cole J, that doesn't matter. What do you think you kids would think if you were dead? And father. Okay, so you guys are guys, careful with Bob. For anyone who's responding to Bob, Bob does come here weekly, and he does tend to be repetitive, which is okay. But he does tend to express a lot of stress, suicidality, depression, and he does that weekly. So don't feel like you have to fix Bob. Maybe just as a community, if we just want to say something nice and supportive, but it can be a bit of a roundabout loophole I've learned with Bob. If we try to like tell him if we suggest what to do, it may be falling on deaf ears. So I think it's more important that we just let him know we care about him and that we believe in his wellness. I'm not trying to tell you guys what to do. I just don't want my comment stream to just get lost with Bob, and I would have to mute him if that were becoming an issue, but I don't want to. And look with Luke. What's up, new Patreon of the month, September, beautiful. Sipshave, if someone would like to talk about emotional healing, okay. Crooked Smiles, sub bro, college football just started, who's your squad? So I'm an Oregon boy, so the Ducks are my squad, but quite frankly, I wasn't allowed to play football as a kid, so I don't have like some deep emotional bond with college football. I have a tremendous connection to NBA basketball, so that's my thing. But I will watch some football with my friends who are Duck fans, and I know it's a big deal to a lot of my buddies. But I think there's like some part of me that's just my parents wouldn't let me play, so I don't really have a connection because I don't really understand. I understand the fundamentals, but I don't understand the nuances or the intricacies of the game that would allow me to just get like pumped. CJ, Noah, you helped me a lot, but I want to say to you that there is a real wonderful. I appreciate you sharing that. 1980s retro, my predictive text is annoying. Dude, predictive text is so bad. I say the strangest things to people because of predictive text. Like, they have nothing to do with anything. All right, guys. I've got my coffee here. That being said, there's no telling what's going to happen once I start sipping this down. All right. Another super chat from A Look with Luke. Last super chat. This is Lucas Hepner, FYI known as. Awesome. Lucas Hepner. Cool. Thank you, Lucas. Yeah, I know exactly who you are. I'll be reaching out. I promise, dude. Thank you so much. Where are we? Forgive me, guys. I lost my... There we go. So, Tana Giberson, have you checked your P.O. box? I sent you something. I will check it tomorrow. I haven't checked it in the last week, that's for sure. Thank you for sending me something. Truly. Jose Esparza, got to run. Lunch break over. Great to see you, Noah. Hope to see you next week. Absolutely, dude. Have a good rest of your shift. 1980s retro. Life doesn't come with an instruction manual. If there was one, would you study it? If there was one, would you study it? Life doesn't come with an instruction manual. If there was one, would you study it? Yeah. I mean, if I was in the right frame of mind. So the crazy thing about like investigating life that I'm finding, investigating truth, seeing where you might be wrong, is that you're going to learn some things that are disruptive. And that's tough. Disruptive to your psyche, disruptive to your viewpoints and your sense of the world. I think if there's one thing about personal development that not a lot of people talk about, I should make a video about this. But if there's one thing that not a lot of people talk about, it's that learning more will challenge you, and it'll sometimes upset you. And it can be overwhelming because our sense of self is based on like the framework of how we live and how we see the world and how we've made our way through it. So I think if we had like a true manual, and we realized, like I've been realizing, just how very flawed we are and how wrong we've been about so many things, I think that'd be tough as hell. Let me make a note here. Sorry guys, one sec. I just feel like that needs to be a topic we address in the future. Okay, yeah. Hey, to the 50 people that are here, please get involved. Get involved. I'm so thankful for you guys. I always imagine there's like 50 people just kicking it with me, and that's so dope. I love it. I'm so glad. Okay. Uncario says, did you ever had paranoia from DPDR? I think so. I definitely think so. Grody McOats, Noah, what's good in the proverbial hood? I got a good question for you. Would you rather be unknown in life but super world famous after death, or super world famous while alive but forgotten forever when gone? Oh my goodness. I think if I was doing the right thing, then I'd rather... oh, that's a crazy question. You guys have some good questions right now. Jeez. I think I'd rather be unknown in life but super world famous after death, assuming I was world famous for something that could help other people. I think just knowing that was going to be the case would give me like a great sense of peace. So I'm going to go with that. You know what's funny is like I'm not famous at all. At all. I've got this wonderful, intimate YouTube community, but I'm not like a famous YouTuber or internet personality. And the older I get, the more I'm not sure I would ever want to be truly famous like I always thought I did when I was a kid. It just comes with its own stuff. I think I found like the perfect middle ground in being like this small YouTuber who just kind of does his thing. I'm a little all over the place. It's a niche channel. It's a niche community. Anyway. Kern Cluck Clunes. Hey man, what's going on, dude? Mike Pena, 5 weeks on TRT and starting to feel great. I guess I didn't know how bad I felt until I started TRT. Dude, I'm so happy to know that. Guys, if you don't know what TRT is, it's testosterone replacement therapy. I have been on testosterone replacement therapy for 6 years when I found out that I didn't have testosterone running through my body. That male hormone is responsible to so many things that reflect mental health problems. So when I finally figured out that I had low T and I got that addressed, it just made such a big difference for my well-being because I was just spinning my wheels with this treatment-resistant depression, had no idea my hormones were low. The take-home for you guys, male or female, if you're struggling with anything that you just can't explain, go get blood work. You don't have to do anything about that blood work, but if you have access to blood work, which means if you have a doctor, and you just say, I would like to know full blood panel, hormonal panel, lipid panel, everything. I want to know how I'm doing. It can really help gear your choices. We have a super chat. Oh, Elizabeth Harrington dropped us a $2.99 super chat. Your videos do so much. Thank you, Elizabeth. You're very sweet. I really appreciate that. Thank you. And thank you for supporting the channel. Kern Cluck Clunes dropped a $4.99 super chat. Thank you. Thank you so much. He said, I've had DPDR and panic disorder for 3 years. You helped me understand this condition. Thank you so much. I'm finding a doc soon. I'm really glad I could help you. I have so much love and empathy for anyone who struggles with like depersonalization, which, if you guys don't know, is being caught in a dreamlike state. Anyone stuck with that, dealing with panic, it can make getting by a minute at a time incredibly difficult. So because I have made it past that, and it took years and years, and I didn't think I would survive, it is definitely one of my life missions to be just a beacon, just be some sort of steady hand for anyone who's scared and who's living in that sort of pain, to know that if I can get better, you can get better. So thank you for sharing that with us. Minion Boy 3756, hi Noah, what's going on, dude? Cole J, my apologies, you're good. 1980s retro, I'm sorry, I'm new here. What do you do? What do you do? What's this about? So I do many things, but one of the things I do is I post YouTube videos, obviously, and I do a live stream most Sundays where we just kick it. You guys can bring up topics, share with me what's going on with you. You can pick my brain if you want to pick my brain. My story is one that comes from major depression, anxiety, depersonalization, low testosterone discovery, health, fitness now, wellness, addiction, relapse. I try to make my life an open book, for better or worse, usually, hopefully for better, and for the most part. Alessandro Rosotto, hi Noah, I follow you and appreciate what you do. I appreciate you saying that, dude. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm grateful. Elizabeth Harrington, 3 weeks came from cutting you. 3 weeks came from cutting you. I'm not entirely sure what that means. Ragladier, Noah, what type of music do you listen to? When I'm in the gym, I just want something with a beat, just something with a good rhythm. It's thumping, boom, boom, boom. That's totally fine. Otherwise, I listen to just about anything. I have to admit, the older I get, the less I am drawn to like vulgar ass rap. I'm starting to care more about thoughtful music. Not like rap can't be thoughtful, but like thoughtful rap. I listen to some country because my wife likes country. I like oldies. I like rock. I like some reggae. I'm kind of just one of those people that likes a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Ooh, if I had to say my all-time favorite type of music, it would have to be R&B. I love R&B. Kern says, have you ever heard of TMS therapy? Yeah, so TMS is transcranial magnetic stimulation. It's like a little cousin to shock therapy. It's actually something I've participated in. They strap your brain to these little paddles and they shock it, and they're trying to wake up your brain, so to speak. Fernando Almaguer, no, what's your sex human binding globulin numbers? Just curious. I don't know what there are right now, dude. Guys, I need to do new blood work so badly. I'm going to make a note about that too. Blood work. I need to find a new doctor because my doctor is shutting down her practice, and I need new blood work so badly. Jen Moriarty says, I've done TMS. Dope. Shoot. Once in a while, guys, this thing I'll be like caught up, and then it'll just shoot me back to the bottom of my messages. Master J, what's up, man? Big thanks for the videos dealing with depression, texting this from the gym. Hey, have a great workout, dude, and my pleasure. Rasma say, hello, Noah, nice to see you again. How is it going? It is very late in my time, so I might not stay till the end. Well, I'm glad you're here for the time you are. It's going pretty well, guys. This is day 7 of a vegan challenge that I went on. I don't know how many people know that because it was such an outlier video to post on my channel that not a lot of people watched it. I realized lately I'm clearly not paying close enough attention to the content people want to see from me, which I need to be more responsible for because I'm not getting a lot of views lately, which is okay. I'm making videos I kind of feel like making, but I can tell, obviously, that not a lot of people have any interest in hearing me talk about some of the stuff I've been making videos about. So anyway, I've been doing a vegan challenge last week, and that's been a really eye-opening experience. I learned some things that I'm going to share in a video coming up the next day or two that I didn't realize anything about. I love speaking so vaguely. Okay, but otherwise it's going well, man. I hope you're doing well. Also, Jay Wells, I checked today and I'm 505 days sober. Hope you're doing well too. Love from the UK. Congratulations on being 505 days sober. If alcohol and drugs had any impact on your life like they did on mine, you being sober is a miracle, just like me being sober today is a miracle. I was just born to get fucked up. That's just the way. That's the way I'm wired. You know, I'm wired to go hard and get ripped and just drink to oblivion. So I'm really grateful to be sober today, and I'm happy for you too. B Stokes, howdy, gotta run. Just want to say hi. You're amazing. Howdy to you. You'll probably won't hear me say that, but thank you for popping in. Twisted Sister, Jay Wells, that is awesome. Heck yeah. Jen Moriarty, I guess you could say DBT manual is like a life instruction manual. Yeah. Live Love Lift 92. No, I'm starting a new job this October, but I'm terrified that my depression, anxiety, PDR is going to mess things up for me. Any advice? Yes, it sounds like you need mindfulness practice. So you're projecting, right? And whatever you believe, and I do this too, but whatever we believe, guys, whether it's true or not, so shall it be. So if you believe that your history of mental health is going to interfere with your job, then it will. And obviously certain things are outside of your control, but one thing you can do is work on your mindfulness practices to stay present, to make sure that you're not having a placebo-like effect with this new job. Cultivate the idea that it could be awesome. It could be incredible for your self-esteem. It could be really good for your mental health. And work on that. And you can work on that by doing daily affirmations. So if I were you, I would make sure every single day that I was writing out loud, not writing out loud, but writing and reading out loud, my new job will go well. I will thrive in my new job. I honor my mental health. I'm going to have strong mental health. And then outside of that, anytime there's something in the foreground of your life, or the foreground of my life rather, that's like big, you know, it's going to be a big change. It's a really, really good time to assess your day-to-day habits and your self-care. Like, are you doing the things you should be doing to make sure that your brain cooperates to the best of its ability? And then make the adjustment. So if you've been complacent, make the adjustment and start upping your game. Up that game so that when it comes time to this new thing coming in your life, you're going to be bolstered and prepared. You're not going to be caught off guard. That would be my advice to you. Jay Wells, thanks, Twisted Sister. Nice. 1980s Retro, who's your favorite lifestyle gurus? Mine is Deepak Chopra and Paul McKenna. I like Deepak Chopra a lot. I like, oh my gosh, what's his name? How can I not? Ben Bergeron, as a CrossFit athlete, I just believe Ben Bergeron's got such incredible philosophy. I like Sean Stevenson from the Model Health Show. I like Rich Roll. I think he's awesome. There's a lot of, I'm just like in a space right now where I am really absorbing successful people, men and women. I'm absorbing their energy wonderfully. I'm absorbing their lifestyle, their mindset. I'm just open right now. I'm really, really open to what else could there be. What else can I learn? What have I been wrong about? So many people. Jen Moriarty, anyone else have had dependency on benzodiazepines? I have had dependency on benzodiazepines. Feel free to watch some of those videos I've got, but that's a slippery slope. EK, hi Noah, watching you from London. That's so cool. I want to go there so bad. Jenny, let me make sure I don't have any super chats. Cool. Jenny Bergerson. Hi, Noah from Sweden. Wow. Love your videos. Since I subscribed to you last week, I've been much more open about my past, and as a recovering alcoholic this month, I've been sober for 21 years. Wow, Jenny. I can't imagine. That's incredible. And And welcome to the channel. I can tell you one thing for sure, you're going to find some stuff that sits with you, and you're going to find some stuff that doesn't. So please try to focus on similarities, not differences, and I'm so glad you're here. Christian Hasvik, it's great to see you so happy, man. You deserve it. Thank you. I do deserve to be happy, and so do you, and so does everybody. So, in the past, I swear, reading that would have had me just like, no, I don't. It's like, no, I do, for sure. And so does everybody. Tao Tao, Bob, you are loved. Thank you for being brave enough to keep coming back. Thank you, Tao Tao. That's beautiful to share with Bob. Nitish Mishra, tips to deal with friends who are deceptive but not toxic. Ooh, jeez. What a question. Tips to deal with friends who are deceptive but not toxic. Oh my gosh. That is a crazy good question. I'm trying to think of someone in my life who I would consider a bit deceptive but not toxic. I think what pops into my head is if you know this about them, if you have a friend who has a propensity to lie, forgive them for that and take that with a grain of salt. See if you can harness the best of them and accept the things that are deceptive about them and sort of create boundaries around your relationship and your closeness to make sure that you don't get hurt by that. These are all vague answers. That's such a great question. I've never been asked that question, nor have I ever considered it. Part of me wants to be like, maybe talk to them about that, but that's too loose. It's risky, especially if they're not toxic friends. They're just a bit deceptive. I have friends like that. I have one in particular that I'm thinking of right now that in case they're watching, I don't even want to speak on it because sometimes they watch my content. Wow, I feel like I need to pray about that. I need to think about that a little bit more. Just remember, everyone's human, and certain friends that are not deceptive, you can really give your all to, and the friends that are, you give what you can. But I'm sort of roundabouting because I'm just so blown away by that question. EK, love your transparency. Please do some videos on nutrition and depression if you have time. Nutrition and depression. I do. I can definitely do that. Video on nutrition and depression. Yeah, lots of thoughts on that. Bill Banks, what are the symptoms of low testosterone? So feel free to Google it, but the symptoms of low testosterone are very much like the symptoms of depression. So the main ones that pop into my head are low libido, low energy, high blood pressure probably, anxiety, brain fog, cognitive issues. Essentially a lot of the same symptoms you'd get from depression. Low vitality. Minion Boy 3756. Hey Noah, how's it going? It's going well today. Today's been a good day. William, thank you, and I hope you're doing well. Excuse me. William Seaman. Hey Bignoknow. I have been watching your videos for 2 months. I started TRT 10 weeks ago. I am 48 years old. I'm overweight and trying to get my health back in order. Good for you. Good for you for taking responsibility for your life and for, that sounded condescending. Good for you for starting TRT if that's what you needed. It was a really good jumping off point. If I had to say one thing, not that you asked, but if I had to say one thing about like starting a protocol like TRT or starting anything, have realistic expectations from it. Understand that it's going to be a piece of the puzzle, and it will absolutely be a powerful piece. But just stay hyper vigilant that you're going to continue to work on other things. Because one thing I did was I started my TRT, got a little bit better, right? My energy got better, my outlook got a little bit better, but I just like leaned on it heavy and then started abusing other things. So just be careful. It's a piece of the puzzle. Kirsten Shanezer, my mom is just starting to kind of learn what I've been going through and have gone through. And it seems hard for her to accept. I don't expect her to understand, but your mom seems so supportive. Yeah, my mom, it is so tough to have parents and just people in your life who just don't understand, even if they mean well. And it's so, I'm so happy to hear that she's started to learn a little bit about what you're going through. And think about anything that's like you don't know anything about, for lack of better words. Being introduced to things that you didn't know existed are very, very hard to personally understand. So that's why it's so important for people to share their story specifically and not the story they think people want to hear or could hear or should hear or whatever. It's like if we don't all share exactly what we're experiencing, we risk not connecting with the right people and educating others. And so I put it this way. Before I got depressed, before I had this big mental breakdown back in 2011, I didn't know what major depression was. I didn't know what panic disorder was. I didn't know what depersonalization was. I didn't know you could feel that way at all. Nothing anyone could have said would have convinced me or prepared me for the reality of treatment-resistant severe depression with suicidal ideations, panic disorder, what have you. And therefore, I can sadly say that prior to having those experiences, I was one of those people that probably would, if someone said they were depressed, I'd be like, come on, pick yourself up. Like, you got to take responsibility for your life. Other people have it worse. What do you have to be depressed about? Like, I don't think that I ever said that to someone's face, thank God, but I'm sure I thought it, because you don't know till you don't know. So when it comes to like people who just don't get it, don't waste your time trying to convince them. Live your truth and let that be what it needs to be. But just remember that like certain things by nature, until you've gone through them, you'll never know. And how could they ever know? That's why I just hope people can at least be kind, even when they don't understand. My mom knows depression. My mom knows addiction. And when it comes to me specifically, she witnessed firsthand what happened to me. She witnessed firsthand what happened to me when I had my breakdown. And that was a learning curve for her too, because we had some issues over it. Making a note. You guys, man, like live streams provide me with so much, like so many good ideas. It's crazy. Where do we go? Rockshot 100. Do you know anything about Kratom? I don't know anything about Kratom, guys. Sorry. Minion Boy 3756. I'm 14 years old. My birthday is today. Happy birthday. Oh, it'd be 14 again. You feel so many things when you're 14. Man, I felt everything strong when I was 14. In a lot of ways, I missed that. Like, you don't realize until you get older just how powerful sensations are, emotions are, impulses are when you're going through hormones and all that stuff, and you're experiencing that increase, and then you're just living life for the first time, so to speak. Anyway, happy birthday. Enjoy your 14th year. Don't rush it. Be careful. Kirsten says, has she always been there for you? Referring to my mom. Does she ever seem to feel guilt, blame? I sometimes feel like my mom does because she might not understand it. I mean, yeah, my mom's always been there for me in one way, shape, or form. Has she always understood? No. Have I always understood her? No. And has she felt guilt? Yeah, of course she's felt guilt. I imagine most parents, I'm not a parent, but I imagine most parents, when their kids are suffering or their kids struggle with things, it's pretty natural, I would assume, to take that on. My dad used to say that he's only about as happy as his most sad child. And that makes sense to me. It's like, of course you feel like you had something to do with it if your kid suffers, at least to an extent. Kern says, so just ask for a full blood panel? Yes, just ask for a full blood panel and make sure it includes hormones. Jen Moriarty, hey Noah, do you take antidepressants? I do not take antidepressants. Jen Moriarty, I've done TMS, it helps a lot. I'm glad that worked for you. Kern says, can it help with depersonalization? I mean, yeah, like getting your hormones balanced will help with anything you can possibly think of. Sam Peacock, Big Dot's TV. I need to, someday, if I ever get lucky, I'll meet him. And I'll tell him how many people think I look like him, and I'll beg him to tell me the secrets to growing a big platform. Ryan Donnelly, your videos have helped me a lot. Super cool you're doing live streams. Thanks, Ryan. And yeah, I love doing live streams. It's now becoming part of my routine, and it's wonderful. Kern says, don't be too hard on yourself, man, of course. Bob, I need someone from Wisconsin to come get me. Please help. Hang in there, Bob. You can always call a suicide hotline, Bob, if you need it, okay? Supreme Sufi, would you say mental illnesses, specifically depression, can be triggered by certain experiences in one's life? Yes. Or do sufferers carry certain pre-existing traits of mental illness that show up later? I'd say that both can be very possible. It's widely accepted that childhood trauma, can manifest itself in depression. Environment can play into depression. Obviously, we can be situationally depressed. And I do think some people are for sure genetically predisposed, 100%. So it's a myriad of things. I think that's why it's so important for us to just like attack our mental health from so many vantage points. I don't think our genes need to necessarily dictate our future, but I think we're in denial. Like, let's say if both your parents struggle with mental illness, you're in denial if you don't think that your likelihood of struggling with it or experiencing it to some capacity is like not there, like it is. And that doesn't mean you're damned. It just means you need to take precautions. We all do. All right. Jen Moriarty, I'm really glad I found this channel. Your advice is very hopeful and optimistic. I have to stay hopeful and optimistic. I've just had miracles work in my life, and I've seen them work in others. So you'll never catch me saying anything is hopeless. That's for sure. Never, ever. I've seen too many crazy things happen in a good way. Ryan Donnelly, anyone want to talk about DPDR? It's a good topic. Levi Burke says, I'm still hanging in there. Thanks for all the encouragement. I've been clean now for 6 years. Bravo. I've been watching your journey from the beginning. Stay strong, buddy. I'm proud of you. Man, I'm proud of you too. Clean for 6 years. That's incredible. And thank you. Thank you. It's like, for people who have been around my channel for a long time, damn, you guys have seen me through so many ups and downs, many of which I regret, like just, I pray for the capacity to be consistently uplifting and consistently at least just heading in the right direction. I don't have to be happy all the time. I don't need to be doing great all the time, but I would like to not continue the same patterns of repetitive behaviors that have been toxic for me. Kern says, it's so hard to talk about DPDR to a doctor. Yes, so many in the medical profession do not understand anything about depersonalization. There are people out there, you just have to keep hunting. Luan Swanepoel, hello Noah, do you still have issues with travel anxiety? I mean, I think so. I think I do have some issues with travel anxiety, but the more I stay on top of my self-care, my daily routines, rituals, and habits that just genuinely proven habits that support mental health, the better I do with travel, the more I work on that mindset. But yeah, I don't want to be crippled by my fear of travel, and I had a really good experience this last time I traveled. It was a short trip, but like I flew to LA a few months ago, or San Diego rather, and that went really well. Yes is the answer. Ryan Donnelly, Philly Kern. Jen Moriarty, what is DPDR? So DPDR is depersonalization, derealization. It's this crazy phenomenon that's pretty rare but terribly damning, often sparked or provoked by like a response to smoking weed or drugs or something like that, where you basically have a panic attack. Most people, it starts this way, and then you get stuck in a dreamlike state. I describe the dreamlike state of depersonalization much like being in a perpetual hangover mixed with a caffeine overdose mixed with sleep deprivation. So most people have had like one of those things in their life, and it's like all of them all the time. The scary thing about depersonalization is you get so detached from your reality, you feel like you're in a dream or something like that, and it makes you question everything. It's horrible. I wouldn't wish it on anyone. However, you can recover from it, like I have. I promise. All right. Kid Chef Rylan says, hi, what's going on, dude? Ryan Donnelly, helps more to talk to similar people. It does. Nick David, how long after starting TRT did it take to improve your mood, depression, and anxiety? Those things compounded over like 6 weeks to 6 months. Like, they just got a little bit better, a little bit better. The things that responded really fast were energy got a little bit better, sleep improved a bit, and appetite just went like through the roof. I got so heavy when I first started TRT because I went from like not having much appetite to an insatiable appetite. Like I just was so hungry. Ken says, DPDR is very hard to explain. Yep. Lewis McQueen, hi, how are you today? I'm good, Lewis. How are you, dude? Jose Velasquez, what is the best way to go about health-induced anxiety? Top 3 tips. Top 3 tips, focus on the things that are most proven to benefit your health. Diet, exercise, and sleep. Focus on those things. If you're neglecting your diet, if you're neglecting your sleep, if you're neglecting exercise, and you're sitting there worrying about health, then you are not taking ownership over 3 things that are proven to help. And when you're doing those 3 things consistently, I have found that it leads to less anxiety about my health because I know that I'm taking full responsibility. Like I'm doing the right things for my health. And so naturally, you're going to worry less. Thundercat. Ho! Does anyone have issues with not being able to fall asleep and then staying asleep for more than 3 hours after being off of Seroquel? Yeah, hang in there. I was on Seroquel for a long time. They used it off-label to put me out, but it definitely disrupted my sleep when I got back. I believe your brain will adjust. Consult your physician, of course. My brain adjusted, but I just needed to be patient. Jen Moriarty, oh, okay, it's depersonalization. Gladiator, hey Noah, how are you? I'm good. How are you? Nick David, before starting TRT, did you ever try HCG monotherapy? If so, how did that go? I did not try that. Ken says, Jen, okay, Gladiator, did... sorry, guys, I lost my spot. Hey, Mom. So, as is tradition around here, guys, my mom... I'm going to start putting... Okay, Maya Thomas is my mom. She just did a $1.99 super chat. She always jumps in. Hi, baby. Just kicked your dad's ass climbing to the lighthouse. Oh, yeah. That's so great, Mom. Good for you. No way Dad can keep up with you anymore. That's so funny. So every week when I do a super chat, guys, my mom tunes in to drop a $1.99 super chat. She knows it makes me smile. I always comment on it because it cracks me up. Mom, I'm going to start putting that super chat aside and just take you. That'll be like the money I use to take you to Veggie Girl with me. I love you. I hope you're having a good couple last days of your trip. Where were we, guys? Where were we? Gladiator says, did you stop taking TRT? No, 140 milligrams every week. I'm on the same regimen that I've been on for years. Mark says, recently my best friend killed himself. I was wondering if you have any tips to grieve the right way. This has increased the severity of my depersonalization. I'm so sad to hear about your friend. I've lost some friends to addiction. I'm not saying that's what you lost your friends to, but I've lost people. And I think all I would say was just to be incredibly kind and patient with yourself. If you can help it, try not to use it as an excuse to self-destruct. Honor that friend by taking extra good care of yourself and treasuring the life you have, knowing that your friend no longer does. And just don't isolate. I basically avoid any instinct to isolate and to cope with drugs, alcohol, stuff like that. Should be so brave and just know that I'll be thinking about you because that's a major loss. I'm very sad to read that. Elizabeth Harrington says 3 days clean from cutting. Good for you, Elizabeth. That's huge. Christian Haswick, how does one talk to a depressed person? What should you say? Because when I do, they think that is not true. So one thing, Christian, that I'm gathering from that is that you're probably telling them everything's going to be okay. I would focus more on validating feelings and say you believe in their wellness and just listening than trying to fix or take care of. Because depressed people, by nature, they feel hopeless. It's just part of being depressed. And so it's very hard to convince a depressed person that they're going to be okay. It's more important to not absorb that negativity that depressed people have, to not validate it or buy into it, and simply to let them, just to hear them, to let them know that you care, and let them know that you'll be there, you'll see them through this, and you believe in them. And then repeat that, and then just let them share. Because they're not going to believe anything you have to say, but just let them know that you don't believe what they have to say either. It's like, I just don't accept it, but let them know it's painful. And then get lots of support. Depressed people, what they need are marathon support systems. So depression, unlike having like a cold or something, right? It can last. It can last an absurd amount of time, a heartbreaking amount of time. So if someone you care about is depressed, be as active in their life as you can without letting it depress you. And then rotate in fresh blood, fresh mind, because depressed people need someone who tells them it's going to be okay one day, so to speak, who's there to just be a consistent presence in their life, and they'll need it a week later, and they might need it a month later, and some of us, I needed it a year later. So 1980s Retro, was a pleasure watching you. Really think you're onto a good thing here, and it's obviously something you enjoy doing. Hopefully everyone in chat and those that need it most will find the light. Yeah, that's everything. Hopefully everyone on this journey of life finds what they need to be okay. If I could even be like a tiny part of that, oh, I want to. Char Schrot, sorry, when you suffered from depersonalization, did you wake with constant anxiety, Did you wake with contact anxiety? I've spoken with a lot who do. This is horrible. So far, it eases a little towards the evening hours. Thanks. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Curtis says, my phone died. William Seaman, are there other ways to correspond with you other than your live feeds? Not to bug the crap out of you, but for simply asking questions from time to time. Yes, anyone who wants to ask me questions from time to time, wants access to me 5 days a week, can check out my Patreon if they want. And even the lowest tier of support will get you access to me and help support my life and my family. Rockshot 100, no, I'm on TRT plus 300 mcgs of synthoid per day. You helped me a lot. I'm just glad you're on your journey, and I'm glad I could help. Hey, Jess. You home? You home to stay?
Yeah.
Where you headed?
I'm gonna go shopping with Ian.
Oh, good. That makes me feel great. Will you come say hi? Everybody, this is my beautiful wife, Jessie. She supports me.
I look like crap.
No, you look beautiful. She supports me in everything I do. I'm very lucky. I just want you to see her because she's pretty, and I love her. And she lets me be my best weird self.
I love your best weird self.
Where are you guys going shopping?
I can't tell you.
Can you really not? Where?
Lululemon.
I don't even know what that means.
Good. It's probably for the best.
My wife. Whoa.
Don't tell him if anyone knows.
My eyes. Do you guys see my eyes? They're doing something's making them look all weird and like red. Crazy. I look like a demon. Are you excited? Sorry, guys. I'm going to get back to business here in a second. Excuse me. Are you excited to watch Harry Potter tonight? Guys, I just finished the 3rd book of Harry Potter. How long did that take me?
Like 3 years?
Yeah. So, more specifically, it took me like the last 4 months, though.
4 years?
So, it took me like 4 months to read book 3 of Harry Potter, but my wife and I are going to watch it tonight, and I am so very excited.
Do we need to go get the movie?
No. No way. We'll find it on demand.
Oh.
Yeah, we'll find
That makes sense. I forgot there's that.
Yeah, boom.
Yeah. Okay. She'll probably hear it.
What is Lululemon?
Don't tell him.
Okay, back to business. Let me make sure I don't have any super chats. So, guys, just so you know, if you want your question answered right now, if you want to jump ahead, you can by using the super chat function. I feel no shame in bringing it up because it helps support my family, helps support me to continue to produce YouTube videos and run this channel. And so it's a beautiful thing. It's a wonderful thing. It's a great way for you to show me some love, and then I can honor you, shout you out, and answer your question right away. It is not a required thing at all. I don't expect anything like that at all. It's a gift every time it happens, but I just want you guys to know it's an option to you that greatly benefits myself, my wife, my family, and what we do here. But otherwise, I will chip away at these comments. I love y'all. I'm so grateful you guys are here no matter what. Where are we? Char Schroet says, sorry, when you suffered from DP, did you... Yeah. William... Right, so Rockshot 100. No, I'm on TRT plus 300. You helped me out. Good. Asha says, hi, Noah. Was just about to go to bed, 10:30 p.m. in London. Hope you have a great week. Go to bed. You're in a perfect window of time to go to bed. Thank you for stopping by, though, and saying hi to me first. Cheyenne Mott. What up, brother? What's up, brother? I love what you do. You are helping so many people. Keep it up. Shane, maybe? Thank you for the positivity. Thank you. You guys are like my lifeblood. You're my fuel. You guys pump me up. Thank you. Jen Moriarty, sometimes I feel guilty because I overshare things about my personal life to people. Yeah, I tend to be that way too. I'm lucky though. Like I like to share about I get to share my personal life on my YouTube channel, and that's exciting, and it makes me feel so good. And I wish everyone had the opportunity to. Well, everyone does. Everyone can post on YouTube, but like I wish you guys could experience what I experience. Because good or bad, you know, you get feedback from people, and you get to have your thoughts. Just it's a good thing. Kern says, I was talking about TMS. Can it help with DPDR? It seems direction towards depression. Yeah, TMS can definitely help. Look into it. Call your doctor for sure. Jasper Grenstadius, do you use an aromatase inhibitor? I do not. So an aromatase inhibitor, guys, if you don't know, if you're like me and you're on testosterone replacement therapy, sometimes your estrogen levels can get too high. estrogen is a hormone primarily associated with women, but men have estrogen as well. And we need some. And if your TRT dose is too high or you're a high converter, you will sometimes convert excess testosterone into estrogen, which has a host of side effects. I manage mine just with lifestyle and with my dosing. I just keep my dose in a way that seems to not be problematic. So I don't use an aromatase inhibitor, which is used to deal with higher estrogen spikes. That makes sense from a layman's perspective. Ooh, so we have a couple super chats. Thank you so much. William Seaman says, no question. You've already answered a couple. Just blessing you. You're blessing me for sure, William. Thank you for the $4.99 super chat. That's amazing. I appreciate you so much. I'm not above just like asking for that support and receiving it with grace. It really does help, and I thank you guys so much. And then I got another one from Quixo. Oh boy, from Quixoticnymph. Another $5 super chat says, can I bounce back from a second episode of terrifying panic attacks and depression? This is longer than the first episode. I'm scared. Don't be scared. I mean, I understand why you're scared, but you're going to be okay. Yes, the answer is a resounding, uncomplicated, unfiltered yes. You can absolutely bounce back. In fact, you can bounce back and have better mental health than you've ever had for longer than you've ever had it. I want you to look into healingfromdepression.com, and I want you to read a book from Douglas Block, who is a mentor, a dear friend, and another YouTuber. He wrote a book called When Going Through Hell, Don't Stop, and he very, very wonderfully describes how he sank into a severe depressive episode with panic disorder, horrible stuff, scary stuff, and how it lasted a long time, and how he was sure he would never get better because it was not his first episode, but it was his worst episode. And it's such a redemption story, and he explains how he got better, and he shares his life after. Everyone needs to read it who worries that they're broken or they're hopeless. You're not, I promise. Your job is just to be incredibly brave, get support, and no matter what, you never give up. No matter what, you never, ever give up. You don't believe those voices in your head. Feeling hopeless doesn't make you hopeless, and you're going to be okay. You really will. And I wish I could tell you that every single day, but I can't because I don't know you particularly well. But I've heard, I can't tell you how many people I've been in contact with who have not only survived their depressive episodes, their panic disorders, their conditions, but thrive so much afterwards in spite of themselves. So be brave. Healingfromdepression.com, okay? I don't get paid to plug Douglas. I just love the dude, and he needs support. He's a great resource is what I mean. And read the book, When Going Through Hell, Don't Stop. Please, please, please. One of the best books ever written. Did you guys see me pinkies up? I just pinkied up on that hard. Like a thug. Okay. Shoot. I lost my spot again. Joe Monty 57, how's the vegan journey going? The vegan journey is almost over. I've been on a 7-day vegan challenge. It is day 7. It's not been without its issues. I had like this midweek stress explosion where I was like, I missed chicken, I missed dairy products, I missed my eggs, I missed my routine, and I got really upset. And I've definitely done some like vegan binge eating this week to like deal with it. I've had a really profoundly positive experience with it and a pretty like unhealthy response to it also, because I kind of just found myself with some angst and some irritability, and then I've just turned to like vegan junk food, as well as, I mean, my nature at this point, like I'm really health conscious. I eat vegetables with every meal. I want to be as healthy as possible. Like I really care about that. So it's not like I just took this vegan week as an excuse to eat, Oreos and processed vegan junk. But I've definitely had like more I have to admit, I've had more junk food this week than like any week in a long time. So it's been interesting. And it's really shined a light on some dependency I've had on animal products. Big time. Good grief. So we're going to make a full comprehensive video about that. I recommend everyone should try this though, to just get a sense of how polarizing the word veganism is, how different it is to live a vegan lifestyle, and how important it is to incorporate plant-based whole foods in your diet as often as possible. I've known that part of it, but wow, has this opened my eyes to a lot of cool things. A lot of cool things, Yeah. Okay. Jose Velasquez, can depression and anxiety itself cause low testosterone? I would imagine so. Rasmus A, I'm fighting for freedom. I'll refuse to live if I lose this battle. However, part of me keeps saying it won't happen. What would you suggest to keep fighting and stay strong until there's still hope left? I would suggest daily gratitude, daily prayer, regardless of if you're religious. Just pray to the universe. The act of prayer is powerful. Daily affirmations. Gratitude, daily affirmations, daily prayer. I think those three things, in terms of keeping your mind right when it's clearly wrong, are so powerful. If you're like me, you have a nature of worry. You're drawn to worry. You're drawn to despair. You're drawn to hopelessness. You have self-esteem issues. You're warped. I've been warped, and it takes a long time to undo that. And one of the ways that we can do it in a proven manner is to focus on gratitude every single day. I focus on gratitude every day, and I'm about to prove it to you. Put my money where my mouth is. So I have an app called the 5-minute journal. You see that 5 right there? So I'm going to open it. Pew! So there you see September 2nd. I wrote, today I'm grateful for being able to sleep in with my wife. Today I'm grateful for the sun shining outside. Today I'm grateful that I get to watch Harry Potter. That's really funny. I slightly forgot that I wrote I was grateful that I got to watch Harry Potter. But I just finished reading the 3rd Harry Potter book, The Prisoner of Azkaban. Super fire book, by the way. And now I get to watch the movie tonight. It's about to be so much fun. I really can't wait. I also put what would make today great. If you can see just under that, today would be great if I mobilized in the afternoon. Today would be great if I engaged in meditation in the afternoon. Today would be great if I groomed. I'm like, look at this dirty mustache of mine, guys. I have like the dirtiest Mexi stash. I'm half Mexican, by the way. And this mustache just grows out of control. Like I look like a bandito. See? Oh, and then my daily affirmations. Daily affirmations. I am good enough. I'm smart enough. I'm capable of following through. I'm punctual. I'm disciplined. I'm a man of action. I can listen for God's word in my life. I love myself. I don't just talk about this stuff, guys. I live this stuff. Like, I don't want to be some babbling head that says, like, the do as I say, not as I do bullshit. No. The heck? Oh, anyway. So that's my suggestion to you. All right. Maya Thomas. Hi, baby. Yeah. Rasmus A. My depression is situational, but the situation might be permanent. Lack of freedom. Are you being incarcerated? I'm rooting for you. Jen Moriarty. Do you know anything about personality disorders? I feel guilt about my behaviors with bipolar disorder. I don't know enough to, I couldn't instruct, of course. I know that there's help and support out there, but that's a given. I do know guilt. I know that all-consuming feeling of guilt for past behavior or poor behavior, things like that. One must be careful. Kirsten Shanzer, yes, as a mother of 2, one of my biggest worries is that either of my kids have to deal with this. My oldest holds things in. I have convinced her to at least talk to her school counselor. Guys, the respect I have for parents is like growing by the minute. Children scare me. Like, parenting seems like the scariest shit you could ever possibly do. It blows my mind that I so passively would make comments about, like, wanting kids in my early 20s without having... I didn't even know who I was. I'm barely learning. Like, the older I get, the more I realize I don't know. Sorry, my dog is freaking out and is screwing up my train of thought. We have a guest. Hi, Ann. Hi, Ann.
Noah says hi.
Hey, girl.
He's doing a live feed.
Where? Oh, sorry, guys. 1 second. Where are you taking my wife?
Don't tell him
What did she say?
not to spend money.
Oh, you guys can spend money. I just don't. She told me where you're going, and I don't understand.
Oh, it's designer workout apparel.
Oh, cool.
Our team jerseys.
It's okay. Just. Okay. Good luck. All right, sorry, guys. Have fun, Ann. Good to hear your voice. I just said it was good to hear your voice.
It's good to hear your voice.
I'm in the middle of a live stream, so I gotta stay put.
I want to come hug you at some point.
Oh, okay, I gotta put my pants on then. Okay, hold on, guys. Quick hug, quick hug, quick hug. Oh, thank you.
Okay, my mom teaches us a budget.
Oh, I trust her. She can do whatever she wants. All right, have fun, you two.
Thank you.
Okay. Sorry, guys. Are you guys still here? I hope you didn't take that as rude. A dear friend just popped in who's going shopping with my wife for designer workout clothes. Say a little prayer for me. Anyway, parents, you have my respect. Let's see. Elizabeth Harrington dropped a $2.99 super chat. Says, sorry if I misspell words, but I am totally blind. Are you really, Elizabeth? No, you're doing great with your spelling. God, you're my hero. I can't imagine. Okay. J.L. Williams. What's up? No rough day today. What's up, Noah? Rough day today, but staying busy to keep my mind busy. Hope today is good for you. Today is good for me. I'm sorry you're having a rough day. I had like a really rough day a couple days ago, and those will happen. I do much better at dealing with them now, but man, it is amazing how you can just out of nowhere have like the crappiest day. Like I've had days with no explanation that I'm privy to, but I just feel hopeless and low and lethargic and anxious and grumpy and foggy, and it's just like I used to need to know why. Like, why do I feel this way? And the longer I'm at this, the more I've learned to live with certain propensities that I have and just the realities of mental health and lifestyle, blah, blah, blah. The more I can just trudge ahead, control what I can, and be accepting, but it doesn't make it any less painful at the time. Oh, my bad. Did anyone see that? I'm straight up taking off my shorts because it's too hot in my office right now. Anyway, I hope this day turns around for you. That is another cool thing, is that like I've had days that were so bad and then, they can get better. So #blessed. Kern says, how did you explain depersonalization to your friends? I couldn't even explain what a panic attack was. They just didn't get it. Love your channel. Thanks, dude. I just explained it by saying like depersonalization feels like being sleep deprived, really sleep deprived, but over caffeinated and hungover. That's how I described it. Shane says, I have been alcohol free for over 3 weeks now. The Addiction Summit was such helpful and has inspired me to never drink again. I feel like I have so much time now that alcohol is out of my life. Isn't that crazy? So I'm really glad the Addiction Summit helped you. I want to give you a heads up though, that if alcohol is a big part of your life like it was for mine, simply not having it anymore can be problematic if you don't replace it with something really positive. Most of us, we drank for a reason, or we use for a reason. So I have found in my experience that an adequate, healthy substitute needed to take its place, because to just not drink, sometimes my life would get worse. So be careful. But yes, it's incredibly liberating. It blows my mind how much time I wasted being wasted. Yeah. How much time I wasted being drunk and or pursuing alcohol and or being hungover. So yes, you will have an unreal amount of time on your hands. Use it productively. Use it to empower and change your life. Jose Velasquez, TRT did not work for my mood. After 3 months stopped. I believe I just want an answer for my horrible anxiety. How do you surrender the idea that what is wrong with you is mental sickness? So Jose, and not something else. Look, this happens a lot. Like, a lot of guys reach out to me and they're like, hey, I tried this or that, TRT, for a couple months. It didn't work. Having low testosterone is bad, regardless. So I've struggled with anxiety and addiction and depression since treating that, but I've never once personally had like the idea that like, oh, I'll be better off without treating my hormone disorder. You know what I mean? Like, it's still an important piece of the puzzle. I mean, obviously the ultimate holistic approach would be like, why did you have low testosterone in the first place? But just if you think it's hard to address mental health issues with your testosterone levels healthy, it's much harder without. So I'm not telling you to get back on, but if you can't identify why you had low T, that is still a hurdle you need to address. And then acceptance is an interesting thing. It's like, I think it's empowering to accept the reality of your life. Like for me, like I'm an alcoholic, right? I can fight that to the bitter end. I can pout, I can kick my feet, I can go against the grain, and I can drink and suffer. But at the end of the day, until I accept I'm an alcoholic, I cannot do the work necessary to treat my alcoholism. For me personally, nothing will ever change that I'm an alcoholic. But true acceptance of it gives you the opportunity to make life adjustments that will help. And as long as you stay blind or just choose to ignore like just blatant facts, you will never surrender to, in my opinion, or at least in my experience, it's very difficult to surrender to the work ahead of you to maintain and cultivate a healthy life, a good mental state. So it's like the person with diabetes who just refuses to accept that they need insulin. You can it is what it is. And until you accept it, you're gonna get sick and risk your life. It's like the person who's got celiac disease, like, oh, I want to eat wheat. I want to have gluten, but I get horribly sick when I do. Like, you have to accept it to then adhere to a new life around it. I hope that didn't sound preachy, but it's just acceptance is key to freedom. It's like surrender to win. It's not a weakness. It's like it gives you freedom. Thundercat at Mark. I'm sorry, you're good. Michael Joseph. I suffer so bad that doctors want me to get an ECT scan. I say hell no, and I'm going to fight this shit myself. I mean, I think it's good to be empowered. Good for you. I don't know that it's inherently a bad thing to get that scan, right? But that's your call. I certainly know that I don't want to fight any of this by myself. So there's like a balance between like pride, for me, like I got to be prideful. I got to take ownership. I heard someone, like a therapist, her name's Karen. She has this thing that she says that like I love, but I hate. I love it though. And she says that anymore, for me, right, speaking about herself, adult responsibility is non-negotiable. And if you live by the principle that adult responsibility is non-negotiable, it makes these childlike behaviors that so many of us, myself included to this day, get lost in, like sloth and procrastination and fear and loathing. It's like, it makes it harder to get stuck there because you're like, oh yeah, I'm an adult. And today I have the responsibility to myself to be an adult. Anyway, William Seaman, hey Jesse, what a blessing. Thanks for shouting her out. I'm going to let her know. Kevin O'Bonner, hey man, I used to watch your original DPDR video back in the day and slowly got out of weed-induced depersonalization. Now it's back in 2018 and I'm hopeless. Hey, you know what? Obviously I'm sending you so much love because I still go through hopeless stretches. Depersonalization is no joke. I hope it didn't come about in the same ways before. I've known people who smoke weed, have a panic attack, they end up in a dreamlike state, they suffer, and then as soon as they get better, they smoke again. It's the weirdest thing. I did the same thing with drinking, right? Like, I was in this horribly, horribly dangerous depressive episode. It took me forever to get better. Like, it felt like forever. I was so dangerously depressed. Right when I started getting better, what did I do? I returned to drinking. One of the most dangerous things you can do when you're a depressed person. We are interesting cyclical creatures, right? What I want you to take from what you just said to me, Kevin, at least this is what I took from it, is one, know that we care about you. I got you. I care about you. And two, you got out of a weed-induced depersonalization in 2012. You got out. You're going to get out again, okay? Let's be brave. Thundercat, bye, Noah. Bye to everyone for now. Got to go. Love your channel, Noah. Thank you so much. Tom Hall, hey, Noah. I've been a viewer for a while now and just loved your anxiety help videos. You helped so much in dark times, gave so much insight on my problems. I'm glad I could help, Tom. I need to get back to doing more help videos. I think I'm probably I probably feel at this point like I've been scratching an itch of more random content, I have to admit. And it's felt good. If you've been making YouTube videos as long as I have, I've made over like 900 videos. I had to delete a bunch of them because of risk of my channel getting shut down for talking about my hormone replacement therapy. But anyway, thank you. I have the intention to see if I can be more helpful going forward. Christian Hasvik, can depersonalization... dang it. What happened there? Can depersonalization feel like you should be someone else, somewhere else? Yeah, I think so. Ragladier, when you had depersonalization, was your sense of time distorted? Dude, yes. When I was depressed in general, when I was depersonalized, minutes were hours, hours were minutes. I was so turned around. Lola Makeup, my boyfriend broke up with me and seems to be going through depression because he betrayed me. I want to fix the relationship, but he's pushing me and my 4-year-old daughter away. How can I help? Lola, obviously, this is such a difficult time for you. Breakups are like one of the most difficult things that anyone can ever go through. I would say how you can help is by taking extra good care of yourself. If he broke up with you, he needs some space. I urge you to honor that space that he needs and take really, really good care of yourself and your baby. Take really good care of yourself and your baby. And if he's meant to come back to you, if you guys are meant to be together, you being as healthy and shining as bright as you can will be that attracting force. Other than trying to reason with him, maybe once or twice, if he wants to discuss the nature of why you broke up, that's one thing. But yeah, focus on you. I hope that doesn't sound too cliche, but that's what I would do. I would focus on you. Pronounce quick exotic. Oh, that makes so much more sense. Quick exotic nymph. Now I get it. You're welcome. That's funny. Lola, he's self-medicating with alcohol and wants nothing to do with us. It's hard on both me and my daughter. Yeah. So if you have an ex who's self-medicating and you've got a kid involved, yeah, steer clear and take care of you. Let him drink this out or smoke this out or whatever he's got to do. Don't go down with that ship. Plus, the best chance that he has to come to terms with the choices he's making is he wants you gone? Okay. All right. Let him see what that looks like. Because if he's going to question whether your importance or value to him, it's going to be you being gone, not you clinging on. But easier said than done. I am speaking from such an outside perspective, it's not even funny. Nib Olal, greetings from Germany. Your vids helped through some times. Thanks, man. Never stop and never give up. Thank you. That is the plan. Eva Cookie, you really saved my life with your video. If you feel hopeless and think you can't go on, trust this. At really tough moment in my life, thank you. I'm really glad to know that. Thank you for sharing that. Efrad, hi. I've been on TRT for 3 months and it changed my life around. I feel great. Did you start HCG or Arimidex yet? If so, how was it? I'm really glad the TRT has helped. I haven't done anything different with my TRT guys in a really long time. Oh, sorry. I need to address my blood work. There's a lot of things I need to get done. But I'm glad you're feeling better, dude. Jen Moriarty. Sometimes when I talk to people, I try to say the exact perfect thing and I overshare. Yes, sometimes I do that too. Oreo G Adventures. Noah, do you mind giving me any tips on how to stop relapsing? I strongly suggest not doing the same things you've always done. So so for me, all I can say is going to 12-step programs wholeheartedly, checking my ego at the door and being 100% willing to see if it could work for me. If I did it exactly as it was prescribed, that's what worked for me. If that's not it for you, then basically just pick something new or different and surrender to that process. Treat it like an experiment. So if that's seeing a drug and alcohol counselor, great. If that's smart recovery, great. If that's reading a self-help book, but doing what it suggests, great. The point is, come to specific deep terms as to why you want to get sober. First and foremost, really, really why. Put pen to paper. Why do you want to get sober? It needs to be huge, the reason. Monstrous. Once you've pinpointed that, then pick something and try it all the way. The worst thing I ever did was half measures, right, in the past. I'm going to kind of listen to people in 12-step. I'll kind of listen to the suggestions from this help book, self-help book. I'll kind of blah, 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 blah. If you're not willing to go all the way in, 100%, then you're still holding on to some reservations about your using and your drinking. That's the best I would say. Jen Moriarty, I love the affirmations. I love affirmations. Jose Velasquez, all right, brother, thank you for your time. I follow you on Instagram as well, but gave up social media. It was great to hear you out. Stay doing what you are doing. You surely have found God's path for you. I think I have. Thank you, Jose. Helped me and many. God bless. I'll donate to your cause when I go back to work. Don't worry about that. Thank you, Jose. Have a good day. Lee Fido, hey Noah, what's going on, Lee? Pressit says, let me make sure I don't have any super chats. Pressit says, hey Noah, watching from Italy. What? That's so cool. I just wanted to thank you for your everyday inspiring words. I'm in a little stressful situation right now, relationship and university. Those are two stressful things. And you helped me pass through that. I'm so happy. I mean, we have to help each other. Like, yeah, we have to help each other, guys. So, if you're not helping someone, you should be, and you can be. Like, you don't know how powerful you are. Jibo Timajku. Hello, my friend. Are you taking meds now? So I'm on testosterone replacement therapy, and I'm on a levothyroxine, which is a thyroid medication. I'm not currently on any psychedelic. I'm not currently on any psych medications. 5-6. Hello, sir. May you experience a great day. Thank you. I am only here now, but I encourage and applaud your efforts to solve your problems. May Allah bless you. Thank you so much. Sending the same love back to you. Lee Fido. Hi. Everything in my life feels empty, pointless, hopeless, meaningless, and like it's the truth. And there's no point in getting better, as there is no point in anything. God, do I know that space, Lee. So the good news is, my friend, feeling that way doesn't make it that way. Truly. I mean, truly, truly, truly. It's just the fact of the matter. Feeling hopeless does not mean you're actually hopeless. And I can tell you from the perspective of someone who has genuinely felt that way in the past. I still feel it like in little spurts here and there, but like, man, when I was in my treatment-resistant depression, nothing anyone could have said would have convinced me that I wasn't on a laser path to early death via suicide, because I was so genuinely hopeless. And I believed it. I really, really believed it. And I was wrong. And when I realized I was wrong, I was so fucking surprised. I was so surprised because I was so sure. Let that comfort you, hopefully, and just stay alive anyway. Treat it like this. Some people need like a logical thing to go by. What if you're wrong? And if you are wrong, would it be worth it to find out? That's sort of like one way to spin apathy and hopelessness. It's like, what if you're wrong? And what if ahead of you is the best life you could never imagine? I want to find out. And when I'm doing the right things, when I'm not like actively destroying myself, I believe that that's possible. Where I get into trouble personally is like when I'm in like a vicious cycle of self-destruction, and then it's like, whoa, and not only do I feel hopeless, but my behavior is hopeless, and it just makes it way more dangerous. Monica Johnson, lost it. Where was I? Monica Johnson says, hey Noah, I have a question for you. Is it okay to use self-reassurance while you have OCD and panic attacks? Is it okay to use self-reassurance? I mean, yes. I believe, of course it is, but maybe I'm misunderstanding the question. I've suffered from pure OCD, big part of my brain. Yeah, I reassure myself and look to God for reassurance every day. Hang in there. Kuno Washington, Bounty Hunter. Okay. I don't know exactly what you mean, but okay. Lee Fido, does this go away and will I forget being like this? Yes, you will. So one thing a lot of people say, I've said this in the past, I don't know if you guys have ever said this, but I've been like depressed for so long that that I would end up having like a thought like I don't remember what it feels like to be normal. And it's a sad state to be in. It's bad. But luckily, at the same time, though I have forgotten in the past what it's like to feel normal, once you come to a more stable space, you can definitely forget what it's like to feel terrible. You can, which is cool. But it's God, as Forrest Gump would say. Clayton says, I just got put on TRT 8 months ago and it's still rough. So Clayton, make sure you hone in on your TRT, right? Like just being on TRT is one thing, but making sure you have the exact right levels, that your side effects, your symptoms, symptom relief, and your dosages, just dial it in. Make sure your estrogen is in check. Make sure you're not over-medicating or under-medicating. Get that dialed in. And then beyond that, it doesn't mean it's not good for you, right? So you have that, cool. You address the hormone imbalance, important. But you need to be deep diving into all the other facets of mental health. That part for me came slower. I was like, oh, I found TRT. Time to sit back and do nothing and just wait now that I address that. And it's not true. So I'm sorry it's still rough. Like, I mean that. But use this now as it's time for you to take on that next big thing that you haven't been addressing, be it your sleep, your diet, your lifestyle. It's like, okay, I've got my TRT, what now? It's just a piece of the puzzle, my friend. Bob Street, you can make it, Bob. Kevin O'Bonner, no, it came back with stress from grad school interview, I bet. Anina D, I'm so depressed and anxious that I can't make any decisions. Oh, I hate that. I hate that feeling when your brain is just mush and all you can do is hold on. And I hope that at the very least you're holding on, okay? Elizabeth Harrington, I had to go because I am at a cookout, but keep doing these videos. I love you. Love for you too. Enjoy your cookout. Jenny Bergeson, good night and God bless you, Noah. It's after midnight and I have to try to sleep more than 4 hours, and that would be 1 hour more than I usually sleep. Oh, Jenny, hurts my heart. Learning how to get better sleep has been like this really important thing for me that I'm finally taking serious. When I'm not sleeping well, everything is worse. So I'm reading a book currently called Sleep Smarter with Sean Stevenson, learning some really cool things. Wow, is sleep important? And geez, do I not take it serious enough. Universal Jazz. Hi everyone, have a wonderful day. Stay awesome everyone. Also, can stress cause you to feel hungry even after eating? Sure. Stress creates a hormone change in the body. That's why people stress eat, right? It's because we're medicating with food. Been stressed and anxious lately, or feeling hungry even after eating, like starved. I mean, oh gosh, okay, so there's a myriad of reasons why that could be, and I can't get into all of them, but nutrition is a tremendous passion of mine. I have aspirations going back and getting a degree in holistic nutrition because I just feel like it's the key. It's one of the keys to the kingdom. So I can't deep dive that, but just know that keep chipping away at what you're learning about nutrition. Look into intermittent fasting. I think that could be really helpful, and I can't even get into that comment because it was just, yeah. Look into intermittent fasting, okay? Stephen Moran, coming off benzos after 4 years of straight usage. Damn. Tried to go clean off them without doctor's orders. Only lasted till day 6. Couldn't handle it. My brain felt numb. And I had the shakes pretty bad. Guys, so I was on a benzodiazepine for a long time. I abused it with alcohol for a long time, and I had withdrawal when I tried to come off of it. Burning in my face, panic, depression, scary stuff. So be so careful. Consult with a physician. Don't be a hero. Go slow and be very, very mindful of what you're doing. And I'm wishing you so much strength, Stephen. I'm free off of benzodiazepines now, and boy, am I better off for it. Stephen Galvez, hey Noah, I'm Steve from New York. Hey Steve, when you were depersonalized, did you feel like you didn't know where you were? I mean, yeah, when I was depersonalized in general, my sense of everything was so distorted. Like my brain speed was molasses. It was like living life through syrup. I mean, I knew where I was, but everything Life Depressed and Depersonalized was like witnessing everything through a double sheet glass pane window. It was just like I could I could logically pinpoint things, but I couldn't feel them. So there's a lot of weird ways it would manifest. Christian, I've been suffering from depersonalization, derealization for about 9 years now, and been on antidepressants and Klonopin because of my depression and severe anxiety. I feel like I forgot who I am. Maybe it's time for a fresh doctor's perspective. You've been in this fight for a long time, and that's exhausting. A Klonopin, so many. I mean, there's so many things. It's like something that always like scared me about psych meds, and I'm not telling you to be scared because I know people that thrive on them, but like getting confused about what was a big thing. And two, it's like all of these things come with side effects. How are those side effects manifesting? All we can do is just if you're in a stagnant space, I would just urge you to see what new avenues you might pursue. But basically, I just want to send you some love, man. It sounds hard. Jen Moriarty, sometimes I look at people and they don't look real. They look abstract and far away. I feel that. G Wins 94, thank you, Noah. I've been going through a suicidal crisis, and your videos have hugely helped. My family, girlfriend, and 2-year-old son have you to thank for keeping Dad here. Wow. Take it easy, bro. That's powerful. Thank you for sharing that. I know suicidal spaces, so just knowing I helped you means a lot to me. I'm so glad you're still here. You definitely have people that need you. Carlism official page. Hi, Noah. How you doing? Did you ever have costochondritis with anxiety? I think I may have done it with too much gym work, but I've heard it can be caused by anxiety. I thought I would ask an expert. I'm not an expert. I'm so much so that when you say costochondritis, I can't remember what that is. I've heard the term before, but let's Google that real quick since we're catching up on comments. I'm not sure I've ever been this efficient with my live stream. Y'all are witnessing a live stream miracle. Costochondritis. Stop. Oh boy. What are you doing here? I have my computer in front of me. It's horribly distracting. Costochondritis. All right, let's see. Oh yeah, inflammation at joint causes chest pain. An inflammation of the cartilage that connects the rib and breastbone. My goodness. Okay. I know a lot about costochondritis then, or at least that symptom. So the annoying thing about costochondritis, that tightness in your chest, is that anxiety can cause that feeling. Mental health, yay. But let's see. Oh, did you ever have costochondritis? I see. Yes, I definitely had costochondritis with anxiety. One of the biggest things I ever had was the tightness in my chest that a lot of us anxious folks deal with. Ooh, it's horrible. What I would do if I were you is, one, you can always rest, right? You can rest your body. If you're worried at the gym, that's a good way to rule it out. Or just do non-impact training. Very doable. Two, something that should help alleviate those feelings, which I still deal with a little bit to this day, I just don't get spooked by them, is breathing tactics, mindfulness tactics, meditation. So when we get activated, right, we have our prefrontal cortex, that logic-based part of our brain, and we have our limbic system, that instinctual part of our brain, that subconscious part of our brain. It regulates a lot of hormone production and the way that works in our physiology in general. I don't want to sound like a bro trying to explain basic science, but we want to get out of here and back into here in a way that you can do that in relation to tightness of your chest or whatever, which can be anxiety, is to do square breathing. If you've been around the channel, you've heard me talk about square breathing in the past. It's powerful. I do it daily. And it looks like this. Breathe in through your nose for 2 seconds. Belly breathing, mind you. Hold your breath for 2 seconds or more. Breathe out for 2 seconds. and wait to breathe in for another 2. Do that like 5 to 10 times, and often you will feel these anxious symptoms dissipate. It's magic. So breathing practices can really, really help that. Otherwise, just rest and consult a physician, of course. Muhammad, let me make sure I don't have any super chats. Nope, okay. Muhammad Yudhai Rab. Oh, forgive me. I'm going to call you Muhammad. I can read that one just fine. Hi, Noah. It's already Monday morning here in Jakarta. That's crazy. You are in the future. That's so wild. Wow. I have a Patreon. Oh, gosh, I have someone in Patreon I need to speak to. Is it you? Oh, no. Oh, shoot, guys. I forgot to get back to someone on Patreon. We were supposed to talk yesterday. Dang it. Oh, okay. I will take care of that after the live stream. Shoot. Stephen Moran, does flotation therapy help? Yes, I've never done a float tank, but everyone needs to try it. Your body is buoyant because of the sodium and the other things they put in there, sodium, salt. I need to do a float tank. Thank you for the reminder. Lee Fido, thanks for your time, Noah. My pleasure. Blue Cool 79, good evening. Where did the Apple Watch go? Blue Cool 79, and I want to thank you for all your live streams on behalf of the fans here. Do give us bicep flex. Blue Cools, your video will be posted in the next 2 days. Blue Cools is one of my favorite Patreon supporters. I've got a video topic that he requested. It's being released on Tuesday, okay? Thank you for your support. Silas, Guitar Room, you helped me so much in the darkest times. Good. Mr. Quesada 22, how do you feel about Michaela Peterson's story? I don't know Michaela Peterson's story, so I don't feel any type of way about it. I can't believe I'm almost caught up. This is mind-blowing. I don't think I've ever been caught up naturally in a live stream, which means there are people watching that have not commented, which means you should, like, join us. Depasaski, hey guys, I was thinking about the TMS therapy. Anyone have positive results? I had marginal positive results. Pretty expensive, but hey, it's an option. Nadir Al-Qaim, 8/9/2014, my sobriety day, I almost died. I was in liver failure, like turned around 100%. Alcoholics Anonymous in your videos helped me. That's so crazy. I'm so glad you made it, and thank you for sharing that. Congrats on your sobriety. I was headed to death, you guys. Like, I was going to drink myself to death for sure. Carlism official page. Cheers, pal. Cheers, my friend. Angelo Bongarzone. Hey, what's going on, Angelo? Christian says, do you meal prep and how often are you at the gym? I'm at the gym 5 to 6 days a week, and I don't have to do too much meal prep because I'm blessed and lucky enough to work from home. So most of my meals are fresh, but I do meal prep in general. Jenny Bergerson, my problem with sleeping started 4 years ago, and my doctor wanted me to take sleeping pills, but I refused, so I have been struggling with it. On a good night, I sleep 4 hours, and I don't know what to do. Yeah, you know what? I think, I hope this doesn't sound patronizing, but I think on a foundational principle with anything that requires constant daily effort is to pray for willingness, right? You have to be willing to do something different than what you're currently doing. And most of us we fall into the path of least resistance, no matter how damning that path. My guess is, Jenny, and I say this with all due respect, I really do, because I don't know, of course, but my guess is that you are not doing everything you could possibly be doing, right? Maybe you're doing some stuff, maybe you've given up altogether trying to control it and you're just letting it be. So pray for willingness to change and maybe put down on paper, why do you want a good night's sleep? What would that mean to you to have a good night's sleep consistently? So if your goal is a good night's sleep, why? Why? Do you even really know? Are you in touch personally with like the power that good night's sleep could offer you and your family? What would that look like? So put it down, write it down. Secondly, start learning and start small. So, start incorporating this month, perhaps, after you do that little exercise, hopefully, one single thing that's going to help you with your sleep. So I'm reading a book currently called Sleep Smarter. It's a book by Sean Stevenson on how to sleep because I want to optimize my sleep. I think I'm a healthier, better me when I'm more well rested. And what I found out via tracking. Because I have this cool device called an Aura Ring that we're going to be working with in terms of partnering with a sponsor. I found out that I was sleeping like 5 hours a night, 5.5 hours a night. That's not enough to feel good. And poor sleep manifests itself in what? Anxiety, depression, poor eating, irritability, carb cravings, fat gain, weight gain. I mean, sleep is so important. So what I would say to you is just incorporate one single thing you're going to do different. One. And one of the easiest things you can do is to give yourself no screen time for at least 90 minutes before bed, at the very least an hour. So an hour before bed, you are not going to be on screens, no matter what, no matter what. And you're going to use that time to read something. But you're not going to be on your screen. You're going to do that for the next month religiously, no matter what. And if you don't do it, right, whether or not it's screens or whatever, if you're not willing to do that, ask yourself why and explore that. Why? Is sleep important enough to you? And this is something I have to do with myself all the time because I've been trying to implement these new things and succeeding and failing. But the needle is moving, and that's all I need to see from me. So we have a super chat from Top Realm. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. It says, did TRT cure your derealization? TRT helped. It was a piece of the puzzle. It did not cure it, but it helped big time. Stephen Moran, thanks for the help. Life still sucks though. Yeah, look, hey, life is still gonna suck sometimes for sure, but you're welcome for the health. It doesn't mean you have to stay that way, but dude, life still sucks for me sometimes for sure. Angelo Bongarzone, I had 10 months yesterday. Congratulations, like a truly sincere congratulations. Derek Roblowski, where'd it go? Sorry. Derek Roblowski, hello, Noah. What's going on, Derek? What's going on, dude? Tiger Paw and Indira Tara, you're awesome, Noah. Thanks for everything you do. You're very welcome. Thanks for saying that. Mr. Quesada 22, you should look up her interview with Joe Rogan. Oh, okay, for that one girl. I will. Sophia Williams, love your videos. Keep up the good work. Thanks, Sophia. I hope you're doing well. Mr. Quesada 22, mental health related. Cool. Gustavo Gomez, hi Noah, big fan. Did antidepressants help you at all? I suffer from anxiety and depression and OCD-like thoughts. Did they help you at all? They didn't hurt me, but no, I don't think antidepressants helped me. But I have not been on them for like 5 or 6 years. So when I first had my breakdown, you know, I was like put on a myriad of antidepressants and psychedelic medications and psych medications, not psychedelic medications. So the one I stayed on the longest, the two I stayed on the longest that I actually tolerated well enough to find out was an old school tricyclic called Nortryptaline. And I don't really remember feeling any type of way on it, you know, just like... And I was on Seroquel off-label. Seroquel off-label was to put me to sleep because my anxiety and my panic disorder kept me from sleeping. I just couldn't sleep. And anyone, right, if you're mentally healthy and you're not sleeping, you're not going to be mentally healthy for long. And if you're someone who, like me, struggled deeply with depression and anxiety and depersonalization, and you're like horribly suicidal, and you're not sleeping, oh boy, sleep was like the only thing I had. It was like, if I wasn't getting any sleep, I used to tell people the only time I'm not in pain is when I'm sleeping. That's it. That's the only time I'm not in pain. And when I was depressed and anxious and depersonalized. So I used Seroquel off-label via my doctor for sleep. But that shit was like strong. Would you guys still be my friend if I looked like this all the time? Like all the time. Like what if my face never changed this? I like read your questions like, Noah, what helps with depression? I was like, being happier would help. All right, weird random moment of the live stream over. I don't know what's going on. Don't worry about me, guys. I don't want you to worry. I'm okay. Okay, where are we at? Nader Al-Kham, cut out the coffee and electronics. It will help your sleep. Yes, that's for sure, as I drink coffee. MBS 1996-21. Do you know of any good books that help with your anxiety in any way? Ask Ask always. Thanks. As always, thanks for all you do. Yes, read. Where is it? Shoot. Read Healing from Depression, 12 Weeks to a Better Mood by Douglas Block. Read that book and follow his suggestions. It will help with your anxiety. Also, read Tole's book, The Power of Now, I believe. Ragladier, any tips on how to stop internet addiction? Yeah, I think like anything, you just have to identify like your patterns with it and then set boundaries. So, like I have an internet addiction, surely. So one tip would be like a cutoff time that I implement sometimes pretty well, but I still haven't mastered that one. I mean, I make a living online. And I like seeing who likes my posts, and I like reading your guys' comments, and I like gathering feedback from you guys and seeing how my videos doing. Like I like surfing the web. Like I get lost in that, and it's only really been a pretty recent thing for me to be like, whoa, just how negative can that be when overdone? It's just coming onto my radar, and I think I'm going to continue to expound on that and learn more. But I would say admitting you have a problem with the internet is a first thing, and then have a cutoff time each day and stick to it. But it's a big topic. How about this? This is like my go-to for everything, but it's because I profoundly believe in it. Why do you think you have an internet addiction? What do you stand to gain if you improve that relationship? Put it on paper. Write that shit down. STIJN. I'm 2 months off meds. Yeah, go Noah. Keep us motivated and someone to believe in. Hey, you guys keep me motivated, that's for sure. Congrats on being 2 months off. My nose is a little stuffed right now. Kevin O'Bonner. Did you have loss of appetite at all? Like, it's hard to eat because I have zero urge? Yeah. I mean, I don't know specifically what's going on with you, but when I first got depressed, I lost like 25 pounds. 20 pounds, something like that. No interest in food. It took me a really long time to find interest in food again. And as soon as like I could sense some pleasure, like as soon as food had taste once more, I just binge ate to feel better. Oh, yeah. Nader Al-Qam. Noah, my commute to work is 73 miles one way. I get very anxious before work almost every day. Any suggestions? Yes, I would say have a mindfulness meditation practice, right? Gratitude, affirmation, stuff like that. A breathing practice, a stretching practice. Check out my video on my morning routine. And then I would say you need to listen to something very uplifting when you wake up. Like you need to make waking up an uplifting experience. So find a podcast you really like and make sure, or soothing music, and it's like you treat it like life. You're going to make sure that you're sticking to a morning structure and routine, and then you are listening to really uplifting content. David Zimmerman. I take Celexa. Do you take any meds for depression? I do not take any meds for depression, but I hope your Celexa is helping. Kirsten Shanes, yes, I would. I do that to my kids all the time. Thanks, Kirsten. DAGTAV guy, DAGTAV guy. Is this the definition of a panic attack? Of like what, me being silly? Elizabeth Harrington. I hate anxiety. Had to leave the family cookout because I had a panic attack. With this never. Will this never end? Ever end? Yes, it will end. It will end. But I totally understand feeling like it won't. I'm sorry you had a panic attack. That sucks. Robert Anderson. Does illegal immigration and communism depress you? Serious question. Or contribute to it? So I don't get depressed by worldly issues that I cannot actively control. Like if I cannot change it, then I don't take it. I don't absorb it anymore. I don't take it on. That's not my burden to carry, in the sense that if worrying about like things like the political administration or horrors of the world, if worrying about them is not going to actively put me into a space of action, then I'm not going to go there. That's not my business, you know. Now, that's not my way of saying I want to ignore hardships of the world, but I will only take on what I am ready to act on. That's just the way I go. So no, illegal immigration does not depress me. It doesn't. It really doesn't. And yeah, it just doesn't. It's a big topic. And if I'm going to read about it and learn about it and take it on, then I better be getting lost in the solution, because the last thing I want to do is read about something I can't actively control, do nothing about it and get pissed off. Now, if it's a passion project for me, if illegal immigration really upset me, then how am I going to get involved in a productive way that's going to be humane and helpful to my fellow man and whatever? I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense, but no, I don't watch the news. I don't take on world stuff. I don't do well with it, and so I learned that about myself. If it needs to get to me, it will. And a hello from Toronto. Just wanted to ask you if you had any eye floaters or any symptoms with your DPDR. I think so. I had these little like squiggly lines, as Stewie would say. I think so. We have a $5 super chat. Thank you so much from Wilbur Lopez. Says, hi Noah. The way you felt this past Thursday is the way I felt on Friday. I found it discouraging since I've been doing everything right. So yeah, Wilbur, thank you so much for supporting the channel with that super chat. It means so much to me. Wilbur is referring to a video I posted Thursday. This past Thursday, I just had like a terrible day. Like I just, out of nowhere, I just wanted to sleep. I felt so hopeless. I didn't want to be around anybody. I didn't want to do anything. I didn't care about anything, just a random rough day, and those days happen. They really do, and they can sometimes happen on the heels of tremendous effort towards my mental health. And that used to be really discouraging. At this point, I acknowledge that I don't like how I feel, but I don't like project it to the future. But what I made a video talking about this, and I think it's important, is that so Wilbur went through a rough day on Friday, and it's so discouraging for you, right? Because you're doing everything right. Mental health, life on life's terms, we can't control everything. We can influence outcome. We can't control outcome. And so normally I have to like find peace in the process. And so I always say like, dude, if you're controlling everything, God bless you. Good job. Good effing job. Keep controlling everything you can. Keep controlling everything you can to all your ability, and then detach yourself from results. So that's something I have to work on still to this day. It's like, just because I have a hard day does not mean I'm going to stop working on myself or doing the right things. That doesn't give me a license to say I don't care anymore. And then also this really interesting phenomenon happens to me, which I know has happened to like a bazillion other people, is that like sometimes my mood will just be so good for like no apparent reason. Like no apparent reason. It won't make any sense. And that's a beautiful thing too. But keep doing the right thing and hang in there. The whole idea in nonlinear recovery, right? Nonlinear recovery for mental health is like this. You're starting to do better, you do way worse. A little bit better, way, way worse perhaps. Better, worse. Boom, 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 boom. And it can be like 10 steps forward, 9.99 steps back, as long as we're moving the needle. That's the goal. Sorry, where did we end up with? Tav guy. So I was eating, all of a sudden I felt dizzy, like lost. Felt like I was leaving my body. I couldn't talk. I felt well, scared. I didn't know what was happening. I got dizzy. Felt like fainting. That's scary, dude. Sorry to hear that. Rockshot 100. No, you look great. Thinner. Yeah. I mean, I've been like lean looking face. Maybe it's just the camera. No, I'm relatively lean right now. I'm pretty lean right now. Like, so I got sober back in April, and since then I've worked my way down. I was like 213 pounds when I got sober, and I've worked my way down to about 195, which is now where I'm trying to live. Just live around 195, and that's definitely a more lean space. It's a good living space for me. Yeah, I'm a bit leaner now, although I think I put on a couple pounds this week. Been kind of eating like a dinglebat. Mr. Quesada 22, if illegal immigration is giving you depression, you should stop watching Fox News. Yeah. Joshua Crawford, finally caught the live stream. You, sir, are motivation. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, Josh. Glad you're here. Oh shoot! You told me how I'm supposed to read this. Quixotic nymph or whatever. I had a best friend commit suicide a few years ago. So sad. She had severe depression when we were in high school. Do you think she regrets being gone? I always question that whenever I attempted suicide. You're asking if she regrets being gone, like from another dimension, another world? Is that what you mean? I'll say this. As someone who was once deeply suicidal, I'm glad I'm still here. I'm glad I didn't follow through with those impulses. And from everything I know from folks that have been suicidal and from folks who have survived attempts, I've never heard of someone being upset that they survived. But life is hard, and mental health is dangerous and scary, and it needs to be honored and taken serious. And that's one of like my life pledges, is to be a beacon, be like a lighthouse going forward, for not for mental health perfection, but just be someone who honors his mental health and lives that honor, to the best of his ability every day. Yeah, we lose a lot of good people. Robert Anderson, illegal immigrants and being around them is what causes it. Listen, Robert, I want you, obviously you're entitled to any feelings you have on any of these major topics. If we can, I don't want to ever steer my comment section towards divisive topics like politics, religion, race, things like that. I just want this to be about mental health and just being in a common space of encouraging each other and being well. So this isn't a safe space, a good space to talk about immigration. It's not a good space to talk about politics, religion, stuff like that. But I'm not, I don't want to single you out or damn you or something. It's all good. I'm glad you're here. But if we could possibly not discuss that here, that'd be great. That'd be great, because it's just got no business here specifically, as that doesn't relate to my channel or anything I stand for with this platform. In general, I try to avoid things that are polarizing. That's going to draw lines in the sand for us. I think we all get caught up with how we were brought up, how our strong beliefs, which is fine. Of course, we all have them, but often we use them as distracting tools to keep us away from people that very well could be our brothers and sisters in another circumstance, and with whom we may have so much in common, but one was raised Jewish, or one was raised Catholic, one's an atheist, and one is a Republican, and one's a Democrat, and before we know it, we've got all these reasons to not like each other, and we don't really even know each other. It's unfortunate. I just don't want that to happen here, please. Jamie Smith, hello. First time I've been here while live. Yeah, glad you're here, Jamie. I do random. My timing on live streams on Sundays have been random. Colorado Disc 6. Good afternoon, man. Good afternoon. Imran Akhtar. Hey from London. What's going on from Beaverton? Robert Anderson, thank you for your response, brother. You're welcome, man. And I hope I didn't upset you or say anything to discourage you. So we have a super chat from A Look with Luke. Thank you, Luke. myprayinglife.info. Pray I meditate, my friends. That's a fair plug. And then we have another super chat from Elizabeth Harrington. In the middle of a panic attack, what should I do? Close your eyes, do some square breathing. Close your eyes and do some square breathing, Elizabeth. Square breathing is where you breathe in for 2 seconds, you hold it for 2 seconds, you let it out for 2 seconds, and you wait to breathe for 2 seconds. I recommend getting down into a child's pose to make yourself small, get low to the earth. And if you need to, grab a brown paper bag and breathe into that and see if you can bring that oxygen level down just a little bit to stay calm. And just know that you're going to be okay. I'm so sorry you're suffering. Dag Tav guy, and it's been happening to me lately. I feel lost in my own mind. Like lately, I've been feeling foggy, not myself. I feel like sometimes I go on automatic mode and do stuff, then snap back to reality. Yeah, so many people just walk around. I still deal with this, like brain fog, and it's just blah out of your mind. I think that's why I so passionately want to learn and grow and implement as many things as I can to do better and feel better, because I wasn't always available to myself to make changes, and that was like a scary space to be in. So like when I was drinking all the time, I just wouldn't follow through with anything, but I would worry about everything. And so nothing changes unless something changes. And what makes the positive impact on my life is daily changes, like anything I can implement in an actionable way daily. So I just wish for you that same energy, The editor, your videos helped. Your videos helped me get through some really, really dark times, bro. Thank you so much for doing what you do. I appreciate that. Really do. Amir Quadri, I check my T levels. Sometimes they're low and sometimes they are high, so I have been having symptoms for a good few years, but nothing prescribed. No idea what to do. Yeah, so testosterone levels fluctuate in general. Like, for example, if like I were to go train my ass off, which I do all the time, and then I were to check my testosterone levels just after the workout, they would be bottomed out. They'd be really low. So they had me check it multiple times at different times of the day in fast succession to identify a hormone problem. In terms of like you don't know what to do, I would say if you're not eligible for a prescription, let's say your blood work just doesn't reflect someone via blood work, at least that they think should be on TRT, I would just take all the things that we know about how to raise your testosterone naturally and see what are you doing, what are you not doing. Google that shit. But exercise, diet, sleep is huge for testosterone production. Start mastering the basics and see if that can help. Like really take it personal to master them. Kevin O'Bonner, how long were you depersonalized, depressed, anxious for? When I realized only in hindsight that I'm someone who struggled with depression for a long time. I've struggled with anxiety much longer. I didn't know what it was, though, until I had a huge, huge breakdown in 2011. And so I would say to an extent I was dealing with low-grade depression since I was like 18 or 19. Anxiety since I was a kid. But where things went from being low-grade to moderate to like deeply severe was when I was 25. And once I had that big mental breakdown, I fell into an actual clinical dangerous major depressive episode with suicidality, depersonalization, anxiety, stuff like that. And it took me a couple years, a couple years to get out of the worst of it, and then a couple more years with plenty of setbacks to really come to a stable space, and then more setbacks. So what's happened with me personally is with feeling better, I have wandered back into addictive behavior, sadly, and it's been a really long process to truly accept and identify. My nose is stuffy. Identify just how powerless I am over alcohol personally, and that I'm an alcoholic, and so I could only ever get so healthy and do so well until that was addressed, and that's only been actively, aggressively addressed these last 4.5 months. So I'm just on a journey, like everybody else. Damn, y'all, we've been on this live stream for 2 hours. My nose is so stuffy, probably from all the sugar I had last night. Where are we? Jamie Smith, I cannot keep the motivation to faithfully commit to therapy. I do good in the beginning, then nosedive. So Jamie, motivation's a fickle thing, and I don't rely on it. I don't rely on motivation. I rely on habits. So if you know why you want to go to therapy and you've identified that, and maybe put pen to paper, just develop the habit of going to therapy. So that way, because you believe in it, right? Like if you know you believe in the possibility of what could happen. Like, what if something beautiful and powerful and life-changing happens if you go? You don't have to know what that's going to be, but if you believe that it's possible, if you're willing to believe it's possible, and then you just get used to going, you develop the habit, then whether you feel good or feel bad, you go, you're going to get the long-term result. But everyone struggles with that. Imran Akhtar, I love your videos, Noah. Thanks for the support with your videos. You're very welcome, and thank you for sharing that with me. BlueCool79, do you think you are losing hair because of your TRT, or is this just your normal hair pattern? No, I'm balding, guys. Check out that bald spot. I know, it's not attractive. No, I was always going to go bald. I started to have a receding hairline and thinning back here when I was like 20, 19 or 20. Being on TRT didn't accelerate the fact that I'm a balding man. Casta? Hey. Yeah, just making sure it was you. So yeah, no, I'm just one of those dudes that's going to be bald. Yay. We have another super chat from Preston Bryant. Preston, thank you for the super chat. It supports this channel and my family, and I really appreciate it. And it says, who are some people outside of your family that have been your greatest cheerleaders? So I've had some incredible, consistent viewers here on this platform that have just been here for years. just supporting me, and I'm very grateful for them, obviously. And then outside of like my family, my biggest cheerleaders, I've had some people. It's interesting. So when I was deeply depressed, there were certain people that ran away from me that I wouldn't have guessed would run from me. They just couldn't handle my depression, which I come to understand better now. But at the time, I was like, how could these people, friends, family, how could these people leave me when I need them the most? When people are depressed, they're inherently selfish. It's not their fault. They cannot help it. But I also had other people, more to answer your question, that were like, man, they just showed up for me. I had like a friend's mom ended up becoming one of my greatest supporters and cheerleaders, consistently reaching out to me to make sure I was okay. Another buddy who I hadn't really spent any time with in like a long time went out of his way to be with me for appointments and take me to therapy and sit with me when I was depressed, and just ended up having so much patience and love and time for me. His name's Reed. Another buddy named Jordan, and then like this lady Donna, and just there are people that really surprised me, that were just integral parts. And then there are people that equally surprised me that they weren't there for me at all. And it really shocked me. But I learned that we all deal with other people's stuff the best we can. We all have our own stuff. And I've learned not to take that personal. What a good question. And thank you for that super chat. Okay, where are we? John, stop. There we go. So Jonathan Forrest has a message for Elizabeth, who is struggling with a panic attack, and says, read the book At Last, A Life. I have been suffering from the worst derealization. Bignoknow was the first person to help me understand what I was going through, top man, and that book has helped me. Awesome. So a book called At Last, A Life. Beautiful. Irish Stewie 247, thank you from Ireland. Your struggles are my struggles. Asking for help was never a problem for me. It was getting the help. Ooh. Damn. Good for you. Yeah, wow, okay. Good for you for being persistent. Caleb speaks. Hello, Noah. Some of your videos have really helped me get through the past few days. Oh, that's awesome. I'm glad to know that. Jamie Smith, I like to, while breathing, think of all my senses. During a panic attack, I say, what do I see? What do I hear? What do I smell? And so on. Helps get me back. Woo, Jamie, spitting fire. Thank you for sharing that. I love that. That's great. Quixotic Nymph. When I have more money, I would like to pay to meet you over Skype. You got me through last year when I almost died from a suicide attempt. I am suicidal again and need insight. Love your vids. Listen, even for $1, I mean, obviously, everyone can tune into my videos, tune into my live stream. We can chat like this for look how long we've been chatting. But for more personal one-on-one chat, even for $1, you can reach me on my Patreon anytime. Edwin Delgado from Puerto Rico. Edwin, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. That's dope. Carlos' official page. I love your videos, Noah. Glad I could catch you live. Keep up the good work, bud. Looking great, pal. Thanks, man. Good to see you. Blake, going through a lot right now. Thanks for your vids. I'm glad they help, and hang in there, man. Be so brave. Caleb speaks. No, I struggle with what I feel is a very strange form of OCD, where I get stuck on trying to figure out what my past thought processes were. Yes, that sounds stressful. That sounds very stressful, and I'm sorry that you're struggling with that. OCD is a bitch. And I try so very hard not to dig too deep into my past, other than trying to learn from it. Red Dog 06 Triple X. Hello from Canada. First time catching you live. I've watched your videos for a long time, and it's so nice to relate to you and the people here that go through anxiety. And you're so funny. Yeah, I love our little community. We've held like 50 people strong this whole live stream. It's so fucking rad. Pardon my language. So welcome. Kevin O'Bonner, how do you reclaim your life after long episodes like career, relationships, etc.? I think you just claim it one good choice at a time. I think if, you know, I think if I tried to, if any of us really, I'll speak for myself. I think when I try to imagine all the things that need to be done, or all the things I lost, or all the time wasted and whatever, the suffering, where do I go from here? How do I build back? I get overwhelmed, but if I think of like what's one thing I can do better today, can I be 1% better than I was yesterday, and then get consistent at that, it's like it gives me hope that I could just have a compounding effect on my wellness. So how do you get it back? Just by making one good choice, man. One. It can be small too. I think, and I have like a very addictive personality, so type A, I just want to do everything all at once. And it's sometimes it works out, but oftentimes it leads to like burnout and failure. So if I've learned anything, I've learned that little steps compound into big change, big movement. So just make one good choice today. That's all. Another super chat from Preston Bryant. Thank you, Preston. I appreciate it. $1.99 helps support me and my family and the channel. Do your struggles help you empathize with others? Of course, of course. I mentioned this earlier in the live stream. When it comes to like depression, real depression, like black tar, dangerous depression, unless you've been through it, you can, hopefully you can be respectful and polite, but you can't know. And once I realized the suffering possible with anxiety, with panic attacks, once I had my first panic attack, once I started feeling suicidal and it didn't go away, oh, you realize how ignorant you've been to other people's suffering. And I'm still ignorant to this day to other people's suffering, but what I'm not is cruel, right? I don't pretend to know what I don't know, and then I make sure I shine a light on the things I do. That's how we find mentors. That's how we find leadership. That's how we find people to follow, and that's how we get out of the darkness. So cultivating empathy through your own experience is paramount, not only for you to get better and stay better, but for you to help guide other people through. And it took a long time to get to a space where I was like, I'm thankful that I suffered. I'm thankful that I've suffered because it really made a big difference. It's been able to make a positive difference in my life and that of others, but I got there eventually. Blue Cool 79. I am just wondering if you are now earning sufficient based on YouTube, social media. I mean, yes, I'm not earning a lot, but I'm earning enough, just barely, but I'm earning just barely enough to support myself. And I certainly, I'm walking that line. But I'm blessed. I'm so grateful. But I would like to build towards a more long-term, sustainable financial future, doing this strange new online world that we can be a part of. But through my Patreon, through YouTube, through my YouTube channels, I've definitely been able to support myself. But I'm just barely there. Caleb speaks, I obsess over trying to figure out exactly what was going through my mind. Not always that I feel it's bad or wrong thought, but I have to remember what it was, or I feel like something's wrong. That's rough, dude. That's rough. I hope you can work past that. I mean, Lord knows that I struggle with obsession, so I'll be rooting for you to accept. Blue Cool 79, you look fuller now, which is good. You must be bulking up a little now, and you look fresh as compared to last Thursday. I'm relieved and happy for you. Yeah, I should look a little fuller right now because I overate this last couple weeks. Like, as I was cutting down from my weight, as I was getting down to 195, 193, I was in a caloric deficit consistently for like a long time. And once I hit my goal, I definitely just kind of like, I got there, like I hit my target, and then I've been eating a lot more these last couple 2-3 weeks. So I'm actually just in the process. I was talking to my wife, like I need to assess what I'm doing because I refuse to just gain my weight back. I don't want to be heavier again. I want to be athletic, lean, healthy. But I should look more full today than I've looked recently because I think I had like 7,000 calories yesterday. I just went crazy. Preston Bryant, before better before you went through those. Troy, hey man, I got tested twice and have testosterone of 200. I'm in the UK. Got an appointment next month on NHS. You think they will treat me? I feel like shit, dude. Yeah, your T is low, dog. I hope they treat you. I hope they treat you. Because those are low numbers, and they would make sense if you had low T symptoms off those numbers. I was 25 when I had those numbers. I was a little bit lower than you even, like 150. Rough. Not good. Hang in there. Check in. Blue Cool 79. Oh no, just 3 live participants now. Do you think it's better to schedule a slot in advance? Does YouTube do that so your fans can plan? Yeah. Yeah. It probably would be very helpful to my viewers if I was more regimented in general. That's another thing that, like, I know part of the reason my channel grows at the rate it does, and I'm grateful for everyone that's here, but it's like, I imagine that my channel would be significantly busier if I was more, like, scheduled. But I don't know, like, I have this marathon mindset with this, that if I plan on doing this, God willing, for the rest of my life, making YouTube videos and being here and just having this experience. But with that in mind, it needs to be like, the way I do things needs to be sustainable. And I kind of always tell myself, like, I might not do YouTube perfect, but I'm still here. Like, I've been posting videos since 2012 or 2018. I'm still here. And the way I do things, I know I can keep going. But, you know, it doesn't mean I'm above getting better. Oliver Wilson says, that's okay, cool. You guys are chatting with each other. Awesome. Blue Cool 79. Describe your experience with the Harry Potter books. Have you watched the movies? I just like the Harry Potter books. My experience with them is that it's just like it reminds me of being young. It reminds me of being like in middle school, and I think it's just I'm questing right now to tap into like the inner child in me, which I know still is there, and I'm learning more about. And with so much adulting going on and so much need to grow up and be a responsible adult, I still am being told and learning to nurture the kid in me. And Harry Potter just gets me into an imaginative state, and that comforts me. So yeah, I like them. I've never read past halfway through the 4th book before. So I'm about to start the 4th book. I'm really excited to do that because it's going to be new. And then yeah, the movies are fun. It's sweet, right? Like it's a cute thing to do. And as I said earlier, you know, I made a post on my Instagram, like, I finished the 3rd Harry Potter book today. I stopped doing kid-like things for quite a long time when I was in the peak of my alcoholism, peak of my drinking. I really did. Like, you never catch me reading a book like Harry Potter. You wouldn't catch me acting like a kid. You'd just catch me getting by, trying to make some money, doing the best I could, getting drunk. And now it's like, I don't know. I like thinking about castles and wizards, and I just like doing stuff I wouldn't normally do before. Excuse me. Damn, y'all. I've been live streaming for 2 hours and 15 minutes. I think this is like one of my longest live streams ever. I need to stop drinking coffee. It's entirely too late to be drinking coffee. Preston Bryant, at this point in your journey, can the people around you tell when you're trying to hide certain emotions? I mean, yeah, my wife certainly can, for sure. Oliver Wilson Hall, endocrinologist. Horrible word, haha. Yeah, I've never had much luck with... Oh, you guys are still chatting with each other. Cool. Ragladeer, Noah, I've been playing video games years, and I think it's getting out of hand. I have put thousands of hours into gaming, and I feel like my life is being wasted away. So gaming, like anything, like almost anything, it's striking a balance. Like, how do we strike a balance in life? And I think for me, I just have to remember the importance of that balance. And I think when we're in balance, we enjoy the things we enjoy so much more, and we're so much more at peace with ourselves and our self-esteem day in, day out. So just do your best, dog. Just strike a balance best you can. At least you're aware. Sarah Elizabeth, do you still depersonalize? Do you realize? Nah, I don't think so, Sarah. Like, I think, like, I can get brain fog for sure, and I can be sleep deprived, and, you know, I can be over caffeinated. Like, I can have things that kind of replicate DP, but actual DP, I don't think so anymore. I thank God. Troy says, I legit can't believe I have it. Do you think it may be the cause of my feelings of Depression, feelings of no hope and legit no sex drive, and just nothing is fun in life. You're a great guy. Video helps a lot. Yeah, dude. Low testosterone. It's. I mean, look, for anyone, guys. Like, if you have a major hormone imbalance, it's gonna affect things. I mean, I try not to pin everything on one thing. Too many things in life affect mood, sleep, diet, mindset, environment, relationships, But yeah, if you have a hormone imbalance, it's going to affect your mood. And to what degree, I don't know. But get that adjusted and you're going to be one step closer. Blue Cool 79. Then you must watch Fantastic Beasts as well. And the second movie is coming out soon. I did watch that movie. I haven't read the book. I'm down. Troy, sucks so bad in the UK, man. I hope I don't have to go private. So much money. I hope you don't either, man. I really do. 2003, Kigomi. I recently discovered that I had depersonalization disorder after years of thinking I'm just different. I'm so scared. Hey, try to spin that fear into, hey, you know something, right? I personally was so thankful when I got a diagnosis because I didn't feel so crazy. So when I first realized I had DP, I mean, at least I knew what it was, and at least I could find people that also had DP and who had made it through. So let that comfort you. You're going to be okay. Blue Cool 79. How often do you need to get your blood work done now? Is it every 6 months or 6 months, or is it their home kit now? I kind of feel like in a perfect world, and I haven't been sticking to this, but in a perfect world, I feel like people should be getting their blood work done every 3 months. Every 6 months at the very least. But your boy, I don't think I've gotten blood work done in a year. Not good. I will make that a priority. Preston Bryant Gaming. Preston Bryant. Yep, Noah said everything I was going to. Cool. Jamie Smith. It has been great being in your live. Oh, thank you, Jamie. You've been awesome. Thank you for your videos and advice. My pleasure. Thank you for your advice. You dropped some great stuff. Blue Cool 79. What is your favorite food, and what can you keep eating if there are no consequences? Oh man, donuts and ice cream. I can just eat donuts and ice cream all day. Last night, I went and got some vegan donuts. I had 3 of them, and I straight up just heated them up, just threw a little ice cream, and I can just eat donuts and ice cream like a fat kid. Gets me. It gets me. My favorite food though, probably breakfast food. I love breakfast food. Breakfast frittatas, and I love porridge and oatmeal and pancakes. Breakfast food. I love breakfast food. Have I mentioned I love breakfast food? Eladio Oliva. I don't know why I read it like that. From Tokyo. What? Was just hard to get out of bed. Lost wife and my kids really alone. Mixed feelings of guilt and fear. Oh, I can only imagine. You got kiddos though. And so I hear a lot of people say, you don't get to give up. Sending you bravery and love, my friend. Physio Zubair, how to sleep. How to sleep. Just adhere to sleeping principles. So, I mean, anyone can Google online, how do I fall asleep? You're going to find the basics. To me, it's not about the information. I say this a lot, and I'm going to continue to say this, and I have to say this to myself. It's not about how to do almost anything anymore, right? Most of us know what we want to work on. And the information is now available in this information era on how to work on it. It's out there if you want to go find it. Where I think people struggle most is understanding why. So if you've been at this live stream for a while now, excuse me for being repetitive, but how to sleep, ask yourself why you want to get good sleep. Research and absorb the benefits of good sleep. Write down your goals and then why you have them. And then pick something that's supposed to help sleep and start doing it. Okay, cool. Preston Bryant, just watching your videos has opened my eyes up to this whole world of people who suffer. Thanks for putting your story out there. Heck yeah, I'll always do that. Thank you. Follow the path. I'm 15 and have joint stiffness. Had it for 2 years and it's so annoying. Any advice on how to stop it? Joint stiffness, I mean, there's a lot of reasons for that. You might be too cold. You might be dehydrated. You might need some extra fish oil in your life, and or just DHA and EPA. There's a lot of reasons for joint stiffness. You might have something in your diet that's inflammatory, that's creating soreness and stiffness. You might look into plant-based lifestyle. Not to sound like a hippie. Yeah. Welcome. Kirsten Shanzer, I could eat breakfast all day, every day, right? Like, I love breakfast. Yesterday, I made these vegan pancakes and this tofu frittata thing. I mean, I miss eggs right now, but this is day 7 of my vegan challenge. But oh my god, I just love pancakes so much. Okay. Lucy Kennedy, I finally caught you, Noah. Yeah. I like that. Like I've hung in there in this live stream long enough to where a lot of people have gotten to say hi who don't normally get to say hi to me, which I appreciate. Preston Bryant, vegan donuts, interesting. Gonna have to check those out. Look, guys, one thing I have learned from this vegan challenge is that you can be crazy unhealthy as a vegan, just like you can as a vegetarian, just like you can as a pescatarian, just like you can with a traditional diet where you eat meat products, whatever. If you want to find processed foods and sugars and fats, you can find them anywhere. Let me be the first one to tell you. That is why I'm grateful that in general I have a whole foods plant-based mindset with healthy lean meats, seasoned as fruits, veggies. So, yeah, remember why you want to be healthy. Don't think that a style of eating is going to make you healthy by default. Not the case, my friends. That's why you see so many overweight people in all walks of eating. Hey, come back. Uh-oh. There we go. Blue Cools 79 suggestion. Maybe you can go to a hypnotherapist to perform better and film that session for your fans. That's a good idea. It's a legit idea. Sam Ken got you on a live day today. Yeah. Giovanni Junquera Lemes. What's joint stiffness? It's just being stiff in your joints. Knees, shoulders, ankles. Tight. Feeling extra tight. Follow the path. Thanks, man. I'm going to try all those suggestions. Yeah, also just mobilizing. Get mobilized and stretch. All of us should mobilize and stretch more. Marion W. I feel like my life's too hard for me to handle. I often wonder why it needs to be this hard. Hopefully it doesn't need to be as hard as it is. Hopefully you, like everyone, we can do more. We can try harder. We haven't reached our limitless potential, right? So one thing's for sure is it can feel hard. And it can be hard. I don't want to sound condescending or, dismissive. It can be very hard. But hopefully you have hope that it can get better. Blue Cool 79, and I gotta go now, getting ready for work. Thank you for the live stream again. Have you done your bicep flex or show us your stomach after those donuts and ice cream? I am not showing anybody my stomach after donuts and ice cream. Plus, I'm so hairy. I've been groomed in 3 weeks, and I've just been a total fat kid this week. I'd have to get a crazy big super chat to do any posing. I'd have to whore myself out on here. Have a good shift. Have a good shift. Preston Bryant at Falk. Carlism official page. Vegan donuts and ice cream. I've been vegan 8 years now. Well done to you. You can do it. Yeah. I have to admit, I'm learning a lot of cool things about plant-based life. Preston Bryant. Blue Cools, you're silly. Yeah. Blue Cools is always trying to get me to pose. Follow the path. Okay, cool. Sejin Stiyari. Yeah. My bad, dude. Stijn. I also have the muscle stiffness from my tardive dyskinesia. Oh, dang. Preston Bryant, cool. Do that and update us. Follow the path, will do. Miles Balware, do you ever get flashbacks of being in the hospital? Yes. I sometimes, for sure, PTSD from being hospitalized with rhabdomyolysis, from being hospitalized in the psych ward. And those are the scariest times of my entire life, the times I was hospitalized. It makes me shudder to this day. It is a stark reminder of why I care about the things I care about, why staying sober, working a recovery program is so important. I don't ever want to forget where I came from. And my old life led me to dangerous situations. And I'm lucky to be here. Psychological disturbances. Hey, Nate, recent-ish fan from the UK, England. Awesome. I suffer hard with depression and social anxiety. Some of your videos have really helped during those hopeless times. I thank you, man. I'm glad to know some of my videos have helped. I really am. I'm glad you're here. It's awesome. Reading these comments where people are saying like some of your videos have helped, I want most of my videos to help, and so I need to take that to heart, and I really do need to tighten up my content. Oh, because I think I can be of more service. That's for sure. Okay. Lucy Kennedy, I've been making a concerted effort for the last couple of weeks to go to sleep and wake up at the same time. That's awesome. And I found that has really improved my mood. That's amazing, Lucy. That's a big thing for me too. Follow the path. Imran Akar, Noah, currently going through clinical depression, generalized anxiety disorder, and OCD. The checking type. I've been diagnosed with having slight symptoms of Asperger's syndrome and ADD. Any advice, please? Yeah, my advice is just to hang in there. Keep learning. And just hold yourself to a really high standard every day. That you're gonna take responsibility, and you're gonna work hard, and you're gonna not give up. I know a lot of that sounds esoteric, but I feel like that's a lot of what we need every day. So I guess what I might suggest is to take note cards, go buy some note cards, and write down positive affirmations on those note cards. I think this would apply to you, and it's something I did when I was at my worst, and I still do it to this day. I have a few I see every day, but just write down little cues, little expressions, little sayings that are going to keep you motivated, because what you need right now is consistency, and what you probably feel like doing is nothing. So with that being said, if you could set up some catalyst, some modality to where you're going to be reminded of what you need to do and why you need to do it consistently, it's going to make a big difference. And just know that you're not alone. Rasmus A. How do you stop judging yourself? I am a perfectionist, and I keep beating myself up. Right now, as I write this, part of me says, your English is crap. Stop writing. You're a laughingstock. Just know that is pretty normal. I've struggled with that as well, and I think for me, what's been really helpful is to do positive affirmations every day. I also was told to put on my backdrop, put a picture of me as a baby. So that's me as a little baby. I mean, look at me. I'm perfect, right? Like, that's how I see me as a kid. I would never judge this little baby, ever. Look at him. He's perfect. He's just an innocent little kid. And I believe that little kid is still inside me. He's still there. And if I'm judging me, I am literally condemning and judging this little dude who's just doing his best. And another way I look at it is like, the harder I am on me, the less likely I am to grow. People don't grow from being shamed. They don't. And if your goal is to be the best version of you, embrace that reality. The meaner you are to yourself, the slower your growth process. So I do positive affirmations every day because my nature is to be mean to myself. My nature is to say mean things and to judge myself. Something is bad or wrong about me. That's a normal thing to think. And it doesn't make it true. And as I learn more things in sobriety, specifically for me, and I realize how wrong I've been about so many things, I'm like, what else was I wrong about? And I'm pretty sure, now I'm positive, I was wrong about how shitty I am. I'm a good person. There's a lot of wonderful things in me. I am still that little dude. I want to be good to him. Psychological disturbances. No, I mean, I haven't had a chance to watch all your stuff as yet. Your content is perfect. Just knowing that you say you care for us, even though you don't know us, means so much, to be honest. I appreciate that. I get what you're saying. Imran Akhtar. Okay, follow the path. Depression is a good life lesson. No kidding. If you get through it, you would value life so much more and see the good in everything. It's so true. It's so true. Preston Bryan has, okay, cool. Psychological disturbances before life removed all the innocence, right? Follow the path, haha. Patty Brady, want to start dating again, but I know when my mood go bad, I don't want nothing to do with women. Yeah, that must be a tough balance. That's one that I can't speak on from like personal experience, because I mean, I was in a committed relationship when I had my big breakdown, and I know that during my, wow, I'm just too bright in here. You guys saw my underwear. Yeah! There we go. My light was too bright. Like, when I was in the middle of my breakdown, my wife, I didn't feel love. I didn't feel compassion. I didn't feel closeness to my wife. We just survived. So I can imagine if your mental health isn't stable, it's like going to be really hard to cultivate a new relationship. It must be hard. Preston Bryant, with what you said, I can see the benefits of positive affirmations. Dude, guys, if you're not doing positive affirmations every day, you are missing out. Do it. Do it, do it, do it. Preston says, it's the whole notion of speaking stuff into reality. Yeah, what you believe, whether you're right or wrong, will be your truth. So if you believe you're crap, you're not good enough, you're not going to be good enough. And if you believe that you're beautiful and you're awesome and you speak it out, you're going to become that way. Yeah. Carlism says, I've overcome most of my anxieties, but health anxiety is still limiting my life. I check my blood pressure, etc. a bit too much, and it's very good, but I have white coat syndrome at doc sometimes. I understand. I really do. I can just tell you, I feel for you on that one. Health-related anxieties, unfortunately, are still a pretty normal part of my life, but I'm getting better at them. Like I said, the more things I control for the better, the less I stress about it. Dirk Diggler, congrats on the progress, Noah. Good to see you, and thank you. Christian says, did you feel lonely when going through those things? How could you deal with these, especially if you feel like a dream? Yeah, I still feel lonely sometimes right now, like when I'm in a crowd. So, how did I deal? You just do, like it's amazing what we just get up and put up with and deal with. And like I know I sound like a broken record, but there's really nothing much more to add to the fact that the more things I implement on a daily basis, the better I deal. So the more I'm adhering to mental health principles consistently, I just do better. I handle life better. The less I rely on what's between my ears and the more I rely on the things that have been done before me by people before me that are proven and practical, the better I do. So how do I deal? By staying out of my own way and by following a plan. J2306 with a $2 super chat. Thank you, Jay. Says, how long after TRT will I feel the difference? So, Jay, you should feel some type of difference within 3 to 6 weeks. Something. It might not be super mental and psychological, but you'll feel something. And for me, like I didn't really feel much in the way of my mental health in the first like month or two, really. But what I did feel was an increase in energy. Started sleeping a little bit better. My appetite went way up. And then assuming that you're not, because remember, this is just a piece of the puzzle. So assuming that the low T was but a symptom, you're gonna see little bits of improvements over the course of a few months here and there as it goes, from what I understand. Some people feel improvement quick, but a lot of people find that it's just part of the puzzle. So hopefully it gives you just enough energy to keep seeking, keep growing, keep changing. But you should be feeling something within 2 to 6 weeks. Patty Brady, later Bignoknow, off to bed. Here's shitty work in the morning. Oh, sleep well, dude. Psychological disturbances. Anyone here from the UK? We've had some UK people. Rasmus A. About positive affirmations, how would your mind react? For me, if I say positive affirmation, my mind going to hit back, for example. I say I'm smart, and the voice in my head says, no, you're not. You're an idiot. And that's fine. It doesn't matter how your brain reacts. It's not about that moment. Like doing gratitude journals, guys, and positive affirmations, it's not about that moment. We're going to look to rewire that brain long term. We're playing the long game with positive affirmations, so who cares how you react to your positive affirmation? I don't give a shit what my brain thinks about my positive affirmations or how many times I tell myself I'm crap. I care that I'm doing the exercise. Am I showing up and participating in my mental health? It was expressed to me with tremendous importance to do affirmations and to do gratitude. So I'm going to do them. That's it. Like I make it that simple. I can't control my thoughts. I can't. I'm going to influence them, though, with that action, that behavior. Preston Bryant, Noah, when you said I don't rely on that motivation but daily habits, that's a great quote that I'll try to remember. Great life advice. That is good life advice, but it wasn't like my own, right? I just got it from someone else. But thank you. JCC, you're truly inspirational, and your videos give me something to look forward to. So grateful for all you share. Thanks, dude. Thank you so much. Follow the path. Noah, do you agree that in many foods there are things that can cause things like cancer or bad diseases? I see on Facebook posts about how many foods that are healthy can cause bad stuff. Yeah, I mean, I think in general, what we eat, what we put into our body has an absurdly profound effect, not only on our physical health, but on our mental health. Of course. So, that is why we all need to strive to have a more plant-based whole food diet. All of us, that's universally accepted. And so when we incorporate processed foods, when we incorporate meats, and when we incorporate, dairy and all that stuff, it should hopefully be in moderation. Because who do you know that ever says like, I wish I ate less vegetables? It's like we all just need to eat cleaner in general, because there of course are going to be risks associated with modern agricultural consumption. The way we eat and produce food these days is dangerous. We've got to be careful. And I'm not perfect. I'm just like on a spectrum. I'm growing. Psych disturbances. I'm 33 and just not able to work. This makes me feel so inadequate. I bet that would be tough. Do you think that if you didn't have YouTube, that you'd be stable enough to work a real job? Okay, this is a real job, sir. I'm just kidding. Like more stereotypical work, if you will. So yeah, I did work a real job. I've only been full-time YouTube for a year. So I was able to hold a full-time job prior to this. But with my mental health stuff, I'm so grateful to work for myself and have been blessed with this entrepreneurial path because it's much better for me. But I was able to work a real job, so to speak. Paul Motea. Hi Noah, thanks for your videos. Thanks. Your videos rock. Last 2 weeks have been crap. I've had no motivation. I have ADHD and depression. Trying to motivate it. I have my own plumbing business. Shit, man. Just got... Sorry. Paul Motea says, hi, Noah. Thanks for your videos. Rock last 2 weeks have been crap. I have had no motivation. I'll probably work the last 2 weeks. I have ADHD and depression. Trying to be motivated. I have my own plumbing business. Shit, man, just got... No, it's hard. Yeah. I hate to hear you struggle, man. I hate to hear you struggle. I hope you get going better soon. Just sometimes you gotta push through. As I know. Motivation. Yeah. Take good care of yourself, dude. I hope that passes. I really do. I hope that passes soon. Psychological services, we are what we eat, yep, and we are what we eats. Rasmus A. Aha, good to know, Noah, because the reason that I discontinued positive affirmations was that I never seemed to start believing in them, and I thought it's a waste of time if I never believe in them. Yeah, it's amazing the things that we, and me included, it's like incredible the things that we discontinue that are like proven to be healthy because we decide they're not going to work for us. Yeah. We need to be consistent. That's like so important. Guys, I think I'm going to call it. I'm going to get to this question by psych disturbances. Or no, the last question will be Imran Akhtar's question. Unless I get... Uh-oh. Did I lose my live stream? No. Did it freeze? What's going on? Just want to make sure my live stream is still working. Yeah, it's working. Okay, cool. My screen just froze. All right, guys. So I'm definitely getting pooped. I can feel like my focus fading. So I will. Thanks, Imran. I will get to the last few questions here, and then I'm going to call it. Barring a big super chat, I'm going to go ahead and just take care of myself and. This is the longest I've ever gone, and this is incredibly invigorating. Right? I love doing this, but it does like slightly like burn your brain out. Anyway, we're going to be wrapping up the live stream. Let's see. I'll answer a few more. Follow the path. I feel like we should just eat grass from the fields. Don't eat grass. Your body won't be able to digest it. Kate says, what could I do to help support a friend who is depressed? Love them and don't take their depression personal. Be there no matter what. Be unflinching in your belief that they're going to be okay, but don't try to fix them at the same time. It's like it's more of a balancing act of just reassuring them that you believe in their wellness. Let them vent. let them suffer, let them say what they need to say, but then just let them know that you believe in their wellness. And then I always say this to everybody, and I just think it's so important. Take care of yourself extra when you have a friend who's depressed. Fill your own cup so that it's overflowing. And the last question. Preston says, give Noah a 1 if you're grateful for his... Oh, snap, we got a super chat. Thank you. Imran's question says, Noah, I've been on several different types of SSRI drugs, and they have all had different side effects. What are your thoughts on antidepressants for helping? Because I'm just lost. So I'm going to get to that super chat next, guys. At this point, not to sound like a hustler, just to be, I don't know, just to be blunt, I'm going to keep this alive so long as there are super chats coming. Otherwise, I've been on here for almost 3 hours. I'm so thankful to all of you. But I will keep this going so long as there's a super chat in there, because it's just like that. I can leverage that time for my business, and it makes sense to me. But please don't take that personal, or I hope that doesn't sound skeezy. So I'll get to this $10 super chat. I'm so thankful. That's awesome. As far as Imran's Akhtar's question, so antidepressants, right? They can come with side effects. That's a real thing. It's something I had to consider when I was trying them. It scared me. It made me so scared to try them, but I was like so desperate. I was not well. So under the supervision and guidance of a doctor, we tried some antidepressants. I think so long as you can be sure that they're not making you worse, then I don't see how they can hurt. Consult with a physician. I know people who've had tremendous benefit. I just wish the science was more clear, right? Like, I wish it was more straightforward. Like, my mom, I don't think she would mind me saying this. Hopefully not. But my mom, she has been on antidepressants since I can remember. And when she comes off, she struggles. But when she's on them, she does so much better. So I know that they can work. How they work, the modality in which they work, I'm not entirely sure. But I know they can help. And I think the biggest thing is, like, I think what if anything could be avoided, it would be like this idea that if you're not acutely suicidal or whatever, if you have the capacity to control basic mental health principle stuff, like if you can master the basics first and see if that helps your mental health, such as your diet, such as exercise, such as sleep, your lifestyle, prayer, meditation, gratitude, community, spiritual stuff. If you can really access the most of yourself from the things that are free and see if that'll help first, I think it's so powerful. And it's so widely overlooked. I think, myself included, we want quick response, quick answers, quick fixes. And I think they have their place. But I think many of us, we just don't want to do the work. And we should try that first, because there are risks with antidepressants. I'm sorry you feel lost. Hang in there, okay? I wish I had more to offer you. So we had a $10 super chat from J2306. Thank you, Jay. Jay says, I get anxiety where I think about my breathing and I get anxious. Then I feel like I can't breathe. This anxiety is tough from all the other thought-provoking anxieties I get. So Jay, I have breathing rituals and routines are what you need to get that under control. So what happens when you get activated, your head gets hot. This happens to me too. And it still happens all the time. I'm really good at treating it. Is that like we need to move our from our limbic system right here, our survival brain, we got to move it back to a logical brain. So the way we do that is with breathing practices, slowing down the breathing. I think taking baths are really important for that. Epsom salt baths to relax. Basically, hone in on relaxation techniques and do them. Like so many people, like I can tell you right now to square breathe. I don't know if you'll do it, but you should. So let's do square breathing together. I'm gonna do. If you've been on this live stream for a while, like great. It's like the third time he's done square breathing, but I kind of feel like I need it right now too, actually. So we're going to do this together. We're going to breathe in for 3 seconds through our nose. We're going to hold it for 3 seconds. Breathe out through our mouth for 3 seconds and hold. If we loop that, you're going to calm down. Breathing is an automated thing. You're going to keep breathing. What we want to do is get that anxiety, that tension to release from your body, and we can do that. As much as the brain can influence the body can influence the brain. Okay? So that is why, like for me, doing square breathing or... if I go to the bathroom, I shut off the lights and I put cold water on my wrist. That really helps. Here's another pro tip before we do our square breathing together is imagine breathing in colors, soothing colors, such as orange, purple, or red, or pink or something. Like imagine when you breathe in, just that color is filling your body. And then when you breathe out, imagine that color is going out too. I think that really helps. So let's try some square breathing. All right, 3 seconds in through the nose. Yeah, that made me feel better. That made me feel better. Yeah, made me feel a lot better. Anyway, self-care, right? Self-care is huge. And we're in such a stimulating environment that it's so easy to get lost in that and have trouble relaxing. And you have to practice. Relaxing takes practice. And identifying the things that are keeping you in a fight or flight mode takes learning and practice. So never give up, any of you, no matter what. Thank you for never letting me give up. Thank you for letting me do this. I appreciate all of you. We're going to go ahead and call it now. I'm pooped. I'm so tired now. I'm like ready to relax myself. But this has been the longest live stream I've ever done because I felt so good and I was just happy to do it. So we've been live streaming for 3 hours almost. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you to everyone who participated over the last 3 hours. Thank you for the super chats that help support my business and my home and my wife and myself. It means so much to me that I can do this. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys so much. I've got some good content planned for this week, and I hope you guys enjoy it. I look forward to seeing the comment section. If you want to reach me one-on-one, check out my Patreon, link in the description. And otherwise, all that babble aside, just know that you are deeply appreciated. You make my life better every single day. And I don't know. I'm just lucky to be here. For real. So thanks, guys. And we will see you in the next video. Adios.